Hello, everybody. I'm starting a new channel, and we're going to be talking about whiskey, bourbon, toys, media. Just want to give a quick short to let everybody know what to expect to talk about, plus much more. Hello, everybody. I'm starting a new channel, and we're going to be talking.
Hey guys, this is Dave with BT Reviews. Thanks for stopping by. Tonight we're going to talk about some things we don't like, but we're going to talk about more things we do like. So please come in, leave the bullshit behind, and let's have a good time. Hey guys, this is Dave with BT Reviews. Thanks for stopping by. Tonight we're going to talk about some things we don't like, but we're going to talk about more things we do like. So please come in, leave the bullshit behind, and let's have a good time. Let's have a good time.
Hey guys, this is Dave with BTM Reviews. How's everybody doing tonight? I hope you're doing good. I'm doing great. Had a pretty good day today, I think. Nothing special happened. I was talking to my boss, and he says, "Aren't you going to be in Nebraska this weekend?" I said, "No." He goes, "Well, it's my daughter's wedding." I said, "No, I'm not going to Nebraska to a wedding. I don't go to weddings that are 5 minutes from my house. I'm surely not driving 6 hours to a wedding." So, not doing that. But tonight, I think we got some good stuff. Me and Jim, we like the Annunaki stuff. We're going to talk some more about that. Jim, are we going to try and squeeze in that video? Is there a video that you want to try to squeeze in or what?
I have a video that what do you mean?
The Wi-Fi thing?
I have the Wi-Fi. We're going to try. I sent him a message.
You did?
Real nice. I sent him a real nice message and said, whatever, you want the ad revenue, you can have it, whatever you want. We're not trying to rob you. We just like your stuff and want to play it and talk about it. So,
right. Talk about your thoughts.
Yeah.
No response, though, I'm sure.
No, but
got to do your due diligence, right?
Yeah, we'll see. What's he gonna do? He's gonna strike us, or he's gonna get mad. I mean, it's not like we're just gonna sit here and watch it. We're gonna talk about it.
Sure. I mean, you can't keep your mouth shut for more than 2 seconds in a video. You want to pause it all the time.
Yeah, always. So we do have. Not only do we have our solar flare update for the day, we also have a breaking midday emergency alert.
Ooh, was he driving in his car talking or something in that video?
I sent you that one, but no, that's not the one. We have an actual video that he put out later.
Okay. So he's worried.
Yeah, he's worried.
All right. Stimulated. How are you, sir?
I'm good, brother.
Yeah.
See, Jim's getting big timed by the Wi-Fi's guy, but it happens.
No, he'll be.
He'll be up.
I sent a message to Hecklefish. He'll take care of it.
Oh, okay.
Hecklefish is
done
the
that.
star. Yes.
Yeah.
The complete star of the show. So is our boy having a meltdown over these solar flares or something, Jim?
No, he's not having a meltdown. He's just saying, this is gonna cause some issues. It's already caused. There was some sporadic outages at like Bank of America and stuff, and some internet shit that happened. Like the initial thing comes and it does it basically causes like a radio blackout wherever it's facing.
Mm-hmm.
So it's gonna do something. We're gonna have some serious auroras all over the United States this weekend for sure. You might see some tonight from the first 1 to 7 that went off, and then we had a 9. And then
That's the video I watched.
Yeah, then the one in May that had those big auroras that I had the pictures of,
Mm-hmm.
that was a 5. So each level is like double the strength.
It's weird though how it bypasses certain areas like the auroras, like they weren't here.
No, they were, because people there took pictures. You had to go outside. You have to go and look. If you have to use your fucking camera on your phone, and then you take a picture.
Oh, they're weak.
Yeah, and then you take your picture and you go, oh shit, there they are. But these actually you should be able to see with the naked eye.
My
Like,
eyes are always naked.
Yeah, these are going to be strong. So
Your eyes are always naked?
Always.
naked.
Nice. Did you do anything good today, Jim, or did you just hang out?
Just hung out, cleaned my house. I have no guests at all here.
What?
Yep, everybody's gone.
For good?
No, not for, well, I mean, for a while.
Oh, okay.
Like at peace and quiet.
Mom and Dad went back north?
Yeah, they went back north. So
When it's getting cold?
well, they'll be up. I don't know. They'll be up there. They'll come back for winter.
Hmm. Must be nice, huh?
Yeah.
Must be nice. Is your dad feeling better? Yeah?
Yeah.
That's good. Seeing them good Florida doctors, huh? Those doctors and bankers have a lot in common, don't they? Shit. How about you, Stimulated? Did you do any work today? Did you kind of have to get to chill?
Oh, I chilled today. I done some yard work. I trimmed the hedges around my fence.
Appointment for houses today?
No, I didn't do anything like that today. I had a bunch of that stuff earlier in the week. Then I had a dentist appointment yesterday. And then I just took today. I said, forget it. Not doing anything. So I went to the gym, come back and trim the bushes. That was it. It's pretty nice.
Nice. Shit. Like I
Living
said,
like an old man. Nice.
I
Good
didn't have a
stuff.
whole lot going on today either. But I'm not going to Nebraska to a wedding. Sorry, not going to happen. Just not going to happen, Jim.
No, I wouldn't do it either.
No, I definitely wouldn't do it. 6 hours? Nope. Nope.
You know, it's your boss, dude. It's like weird.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's a small business and all that stuff, but we don't need to do that. You don't need to come to my kids' weddings, and I don't need to go to your kids' weddings.
Yeah. Just send him a card. Hey, I'm a work friend. I'm an employee of your dad. Awesome on getting married.
Oh, no. Both his kids work for us, so.
Oh,
like,
Jesus.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So, okay. You can see that those kids are never going to hurt in their life. They're both. I think the oldest, the son is like 22. And he's a sales guy for us. So he's making super good money. He lives in a big ass house already at 22. It's like, okay. But it's fine. I mean, that's why you become a parent and you try to make shit better for your kids, right? And if he has a business and they're able to do the job, why not let them do it?
Oh, yeah.
If they want to, right? If they don't want to, they don't have to. So, No,
Ugh.
not true, Julio, because all the other fucking guys that work for him are going to be there. All the other salespeople will be there. It's weird,
Jim,
man.
Jim, you can't figure out which profile picture you want, buddy.
I'm just fucking around right now.
Okay.
Okay. Any exciting shit on Twitter today? Stimulated? Were you paying attention at all?
Today the only exciting thing that's happened the past couple days was just Matthew Barr blocking everybody. He must have got a block script and just blocked everyone.
Well, apparently, what Salty
He
said.
blocked all of us.
Yeah, but Salty said he was in a room, and then he left the room and canceled or blocked everybody that was in the room or something like that.
Maybe.
Yeah, I guess I'm not in any rooms with Salty, but
No, Salty put it in our room.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he put it in that fucking.
Let's see.
Was it? It was the Conquest room. Yeah, he put it in. Looks like Matt Barr or Gay Barr is having a temper tantrum. He shut down. He cried in his X green room that no one was using the link, so he left them unfollowed, unfollowed everyone in it, and blocked me and a bunch of people. Gay Barr is AIDS.
Yeah, that's about the only exciting thing I saw. Other than that, just we already watched the debate the other night, so of course they're still spinning over that one, trying to sweep up for Governor Walls or whatever his name is.
Yeah, we were watching CNN last night and their response.
I like that one the best.
The one where you look like a pharaoh.
Yeah, I like that one the best.
Head wounds cause serious outburst. So yeah. I broke his heart. Yeah.
I was seriously thinking that, but he never sent you the link, so that's on him.
Never sent me the link. He thought that Jim was going to send it to me. I said, nope, don't do it.
He had a big spurg out about Ethan promoting Digibro, that Trixie the Golden Twink. Yeah, that's what I was.
He never fucking promoted anybody. That's what he said. I said, dude, it was on a stream with somebody. Nobody knew. I didn't know. I got sent a link. I didn't know who was going to be on there. Dave didn't know who was going to be on there. Ethan didn't know who was going to be on there. I don't think Vito even knew. Nobody knew. It was just he sent the link out to a bunch of people. A bunch of people went on. Yeah. I was like, oh, okay. And so you go on a stream with 10 people.
Doesn't mean you avow them.
You don't endorse everybody on that stream. Yeah. As I said to Matt Barr, I was like, dude, you've been on streams with people you don't get along with. Are you now saying that you promoted them by being on stream with them?
That's what I was going to say.
Like, and then he blocked me.
Yeah. Well, that was a very blockable statement, Jim. I mean, come on. I mean, that's awful. Called him out on his bullshit. You can't do that. You got to be better than that. You got to let Matt Barr cry like a bitch.
It was funny though. I mean, he just went on a blocking spree. I kept seeing over and over, just everybody posting Matt Barr block screens. It was great.
We couldn't figure that one out, Pike Bishop.
What's Digibro? Digibro's a trans lolicon reviewer.
Person? Oh, they're a lolicon reviewer?
Yeah.
That's a job. Oh.
No, but that's what they do on their YouTube channel. That's what they're famous for. Internet famous, I should say.
Okay. Carrick says Matt Barr keeps enforcing the idea that he has a head wound with his actions. For sure. It's very irrational behavior. There's no reason to get this upset over this stuff. And again, I know he probably hates Frog Tony. So that just tells me, Jim, that it's one of Matt Barr's crew that put that picture out there about the pedo stream, right?
Yeah, I assume.
Yeah, I assume too, Jim. He's lost.
I was trying to figure out how to get into X without signing in.
Oh, it's almost impossible nowadays. That's why you need an alt account.
Why? What do you want to do?
I wanted to see what Matt Barr's been saying.
I checked earlier on my Sturgis alt account.
Uh-huh.
'Cause I stole his profile picture and made it my own.
Oh,
And
cool.
then yeah, it was great. And I looked him up earlier and followed him. Let's see if he blocked me. Bar 6. Let's see. What's he been spurging out about? Nothing really. Talking about Liam and Wonder Island.
Wonder Island.
Yeah.
The fuck is Wonder Island?
That's Liam's other book.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's the one that he had.
Fucking weird now. I logged out and logged back in, and now I'm signed in fucking dark mode. I don't like this.
That's the way it should be, Jim.
I do not like this.
You don't like the dark?
No, I don't like this one bit.
I forgot what it was. It's not dark, but it looks like when it's not dark.
Oh,
Feels-
it hurts
feels
my
bad.
it hurts my brain.
Uh,
Every time I see somebody's white background Twitter, it just my brain pops. Let's
So do you
see. Go ahead.
you have any screenshots you can send to Jim in DMs?
That's what I'm looking to see if there's anything worth.
Worthy?
Yeah.
We all know Jim's a little racist.
I mean, isn't everybody?
No,
He can't.
I don't like this. How do I fix this?
Go to settings. And yeah, go to your settings.
Where the fuck are the settings on YouTube on X?
On the left, down at the bottom, I believe.
Oh, where it says more
Settings.
and privacy. Yeah. I don't see it.
And
I don't see where it says dark mode though.
I can't remember. I done it so long ago. I can't remember how I did it. It's in there somewhere. Might be under accessibility or something along those lines.
No, I got it. Jim, go to settings, go to accessibility, display, and languages, and then you'll click on display and you can change it back to. Oh man, it's bright. Man, is it bright?
Yeah, don't do it. It hurts your. I told you.
Holy shit. Oof. Man. That wasn't good. That was a bad idea. That was I'm going to go. They have another setting called mid.
Mid?
Yeah. Let me see.
Is it like gray?
It's dim.
Yeah,
Okay.
dim looks better.
Yeah, dim's okay. I like
So
dim.
it's mixed.
Yeah, it's not black. It's kind of a blue.
Okay, it's like a mulatto sort of background. Quadroon, I think some people call it down here.
Quadroon.
Yeah, that's a Louisiana phrase.
Wow. Mid.
Yeah, I mean, nothing really on here. He, retweeted something about Anna because he's had a hard on for Anna for 9 months now.
He
No,
hates everybody
10
else.
months now. Somebody said he had a dummy account where he was harassing Dale the night before the pit launch, and all he responded was just lies stacked on top of lies. It's not worth dealing with these people. So yeah, he's completely melted and shut down.
Is he going to quit Twitter?
I doubt it. I mean, he thinks he's some, monster Twitter user, some monster Twitter account. He thinks very highly of himself. So, I mean, but the only interactions he gets was people fucking with him. So, like, since he's blocked everyone, he's got 4 likes.
Oh,
6
really?
likes. Yeah. Yeah. The last thing he posted was where he said "fuck Comicsgate" and went on that big diatribe about Ethan promoting Digibro and all that shit. He got 33 likes on it, and since then he hasn't broke 5.
Really?
So yeah.
Wow. Now, Jim, we need our daily news
He
cast.
blocked old man Dave.
You what? He blocked old man Dave.
Yeah.
God. Did he block anybody that's ever been on my show or is part of my chat? Is that what he did?
I think so.
Good morning, folks. There are data
That's
delays,
unpunishment,
networks
Matt.
struggling across the globe. My own personal internet is glitching due to so-called planned maintenance. I've also got the SDO satellite calibration rolls you see here. Luckily, we can tell that none of the M-class flares from the last day were significant or made notable CMEs, but we do have an update on the CME from the X7 solar flare we showed yesterday. If you recall, I said I thought it could arrive earlier than the October 5th forecast from the NASA Enlil spiral, and now NOAA is suggesting it'll occur tomorrow, the 4th. We'll be on watch for solar wind impacts and auroral displays. Meanwhile, we are also watching for more flares and eruptions. Several large sunspot groups, all capable of significant flaring, all on alert here again today. The story in space weather right now is eyes open for the impacts and for more events. Interesting story out about a new form of terrestrial gamma flash. These are getting more and more interesting as they study them, but also a bit more concerning. This newly discovered gamma release during lightning may not just be a new discovery, but a new phenomenon on Earth. It's one of the things we've said to expect as lightning takes a surge due to the magnetic pole shift. Of course, we know it's not just Earth, but a whole solar system shift ongoing right now. Finding the most extreme electric currents in sunspots to date could be yet another sign of the shift's effect, this time on the sun. These electromagnetic anomalies, wherever they're found in the solar system, are the telltale sign of the electromagnetic change ongoing in our part of the galaxy. Folks, if you didn't hear yesterday, the Saturday would be an outstanding day to come out to Observer Ranch. Special Forces will be across
his
the
internet,
street
right?
with some very cool
Yeah, it's his
toys.
internet doing that.
Special Forces, Suspicious Observers, Observer Ranch. Hoping I get to shake some of your hands this weekend or at one of our other upcoming events. ObserverRanch.com. We greatly appreciate your support. We'll do this all again tomorrow. Right here, but right now at 6 a.m. in the new Valley of the Sun. Eyes open. No fear. Be safe, everyone.
Is that for real, Julio? Frog Tony posted he's going to be doing a 5 Big Mac challenge on Saturday.
Yeah, but he has to do 6 if he really wants to beat those guys because it was 6.
Yeah, he posted on Twitter that what was it? Oh, I heard there was some controversy with Shane Davis and their Big Mac challenge. So this Saturday on his Gabbing with Geeks show that they're going to do it.
Oh, they as a group are going to do it? Not just
I
Tony?
assume.
Oh.
I assume as a group, but I mean that's 3 people. So,
Hmm.
and one of them's a chick who's no bigger than my wrist.
First of all, I agree with Jimmy. Go to Wendy's if you want to eat something. Don't go to
Yeah,
McDonald's. And
I ate Mexican today.
they have a T-Rex at Wendy's, 7 patties with cheese.
Yeah, it's all on their secret menu.
Well, McDonald's has a pretty cool secret menu too. But it's McDonald's. I mean,
Yeah,
I would rather eat a Wendy's burger than a McDonald's burger.
I
For
went
sure.
and got Mexican. I got fajitas, and then I went and I broke my diet and went and got a Frosty from Wendy's right next door because I went to the dentist yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I'm going to treat myself for being a good boy and getting my teeth cleaned.
Sure.
So, it was, God, I hadn't had one of those in so long. It was so good, Dave. Oh, it was so good.
No, right?
Jesus Christ.
Like going to Andy's and getting a custard, right? It's like, fuck.
Yeah.
I got to stay away from this place because I want to come back every day.
It was so good.
This is why I don't trust Tony's drinking challenge. He's not on the fucking screen.
Oh, I got some inside baseball about that one. I'll have to share in DMs though.
I'm just saying, like, if you're gonna do a challenge, let people see you do the fucking challenge.
Yeah. Drink 10 shots in 10 minutes and tell me how you're able to function on a stream. Would you be able to, Dave?
No, not 10 shots. I mean, is it a shot? Is that what he's claiming he's doing for 10? He's doing $10 shots.
Yep. And a gentleman by the name of Zombie Boy And the first super chat every night is $100 super chat. And then he drinks 10 straight and somehow functions through a 4-hour stream.
Well, that's crazy.
You guys want to watch a special update?
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it.
You're just talking.
This is a
Hope-
special space
hope you
weather alert
engaged
due
in
to inclement
conversation.
solar.
What?
Hoping to get you engaged.
Oh, I was doing some other stuff, searching around, looking for anything else that might be important. I'm still trying to.
Frog Tony not eating his burgers on screen is important.
Oh, well, I'm going to do a challenge right now here. Right now, I'm eating cheeseburgers. Yum. That's 5.
so many burgers.
Oh, my God.
Tim.
I ate 6, 7 cheeseburgers.
Tim.
Oh, man. I ate 9 Big Macs. 9 Big Macs.
So many.
Oh,
Jesus.
God. Oh, I'm going to be sick. Oh,
No,
God.
Jim.
Oh, man.
Jim,
I held it
stop
down. Oh,
It's not good for you.
I won.
I didn't even think about that because the only one that's going to be on screen's that Dalish girl.
Yeah.
TJ's not going to go on stream. Tony's not going to go on stream.
Weird.
Oh, that's good.
Like I would look because I don't show my face,
Yeah.
right? Because I always have an avatar. I wouldn't claim that I'm drinking, competitive amounts of alcohol or eating competitive amounts of food. I would just not do that.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I mean, that's fine. If his fans want to pay him to drink, that's fine. But I just don't know what the reward is as the person who paid for it. I want to see the guy
Get
start
drunk.
to get drunk. Yeah, I want to see him start. My little contribution helped get him to that point.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh.
All right, Jim. Oh, go ahead. Simulated.
No. I was just.
Oh.
Clear
Go
my
ahead.
throat. Go ahead, Jim.
All right, this is a special alert.
This is a special space weather alert due to inclement solar flare activity. We have coronal mass ejection plasma shock waves coming to Earth from X7 and X9 solar flares. Each produced an eruption of charged material from the corona. Our last 2 videos hit the X7 event and how the CME is expected to arrive tomorrow night, Friday, October 4th. NOAA is forecasting level 1, 2, or 3 geomagnetic storms, somewhere between mild to strong conditions with a good chance for aurora. But now we've got more. Right after the morning show today, an X9 solar flare erupted from the same sunspot group, and it has also produced a coronal mass ejection. The sunspot may not be done yet, so we're going to keep watching, but the last couple hours I've been eagerly awaiting updates to the ultraviolet imagery and the coronagraphs. SDO images pretty clearly show that a CME was released, and the early images from SOHO show another full halo CME, in addition to other CMEs going off the limbs. This one was stronger, likely faster, and is traveling in the cleared wake of the first CME, so it is likely to arrive Saturday, October 5th. Nobody has official storm forecast yet, but if both end up hitting in close succession, we're looking at KP 7 or 8 at a minimum, level 3 or 4 geomagnetic storm conditions, and another low-latitude auroral event, possibly lasting for 2 or 3 days. Now, this is not quite at the scary kill shot level, but there's a greater than 50% chance of network outages, power disruption, and about a 10% chance of major electrical fires, transformer explosions, infrastructure failures, and grid damage. We will have more if necessary, and at very least, we'll be back in the morning for the daily update. Be safe, everyone.
God damn it. I can't even get the electrician to put in a generator tomorrow if I needed one. Because I don't have the greatest electric system out here, man. It might not be good. I bet he has an ET blow up. What are the odds he's single? Come on.
No, he's married with 3 kids.
Yeah, he's got kids.
I was going to say, why would he be single? He's dedicated to his craft, man. He loves what he does. Imagine every day you wake up and you love going to work. I mean, it's awesome. What a great feeling that is.
His kids were on that video I sent you earlier, Dave, when he was in the car.
Dave didn't watch it.
Yeah,
he
he
did.
did. The fuck?
I watched it.
Dave watches everything I send to him.
Everything.
Everything. It's the only way we talk because, Jim doesn't really talk on the stream. He's too busy looking at other stuff. Yeah,
I was
Jim?
in Salty's chat yelling at him for streaming on a night when he knows we're talking about Annunaki.
yeah. This isn't his night. His night's Wednesday night.
I know.
What the fuck is he doing? He did Friday last week, Thursday this week. Yeah, he should be on here talking about the Annunaki.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch. Jim, I think it's time for you to eat 5 more Big Macs.
Okay, hold on.
Go ahead.
Hold on. Oh, hold on a sec. Oh. That's 3. Oh, hold on. Oh, I gotta wash it down with this case of beer. Oh man. Woo! No, 2 more.
Nice. Oh man.
I don't need a nap. This competitive eating is, man, hard work.
So this is a good episode here.
This is a good episode.
This is a good episode, man. Jim is going to be wasted. Yes.
Man. Hold on, I'm gonna do some cocaine. Hold on. Oh, I'm awake now, man. Wow.
Oh shit. All right, let's go, Jim. Let's get to it. Make sure you guys pause the shit out of this and talk.
7 million years ago, a chimpanzee stood up on its hind legs.
All right, do we really think 7 million years ago a chimpanzee stood up on its hind legs?
No,
Nope.
chimps weren't around 7 million years ago.
Yeah. I mean,
First of all, you fucking
first of
dummy.
all, we all know the Earth is only 60,000 years old or something like that. I mean,
Exactly.
Yeah.
This version of it,
yeah, dinosaurs.
fucking. That's all fake bullshit, man.
Fake. They've never found a full dinosaur skeleton. They just
Never.
found pieces and then made the rest out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There, are you happy now? No one's on screen, Crazy Cat. Are you happy now?
Go to my fridge and grab a beer.
A case of beer. You're gonna drink a whole case.
No, I'm going to
And
grab a
10
bottle and drink it on screen. So whatever.
Oh. You know what? I might even drink a beer tonight if everyone behaves.
I might drink some rum.
And a new species of hominin emerged. Over the next few million years, hominins evolved. They were still ape-like in appearance, but these were not apes. Their brains grew large.
Uh-oh. Wait a minute.
That's
That kind of, those look like something familiar.
Jim, I'm drinking Shiner beer.
Oh.
Shiner.
Shiner Bach or no?
Shiner
Same
holiday
company.
Man, it's always something with you versus. Is that with a hard R?
Jesus, Dave.
Blame our culture. I don't name it. I just buy it. I mean,
God, Dave.
I didn't mean to turn on the gas switch that day. Sorry.
It's China, first of all.
Yeah.
Is it China?
No,
Yeah.
China! It's coming from China!
It's China beer.
Scheiße und Teiser, China!
Shiner holiday beer. Ale,
holiday beer.
ale brewed with peaches and pecans. You know it's going to be gay. This is the shit my wife buys.
You know what that stuff, beer with that stuff in it does to me?
What does it do?
Drives me nuts!
Hey Julio, thank you for the $10 Jim beer fund. Jim doesn't drink $10 beer. Are you crazy?
That's
No
cheap
way.
shit. What is-
You don't drink that.
I use that to rinse my mouth out.
He just-
Hold on. Just because I know Julio loves it. Thank you, Julio.
None of that picture makes sense. I've never looked at it that closely.
What do you mean it doesn't make sense? It's Jimperor Palpatine
Yeah. Frodo
And-
Dave.
and Dave O'Baggins.
Dave O'Baggins with, what was that, an old derriage or whatever they call it on the left side, and it looked like bread on the right side. It just none of it makes.
Dude,
Thinking too much into it. Yeah,
do you,
my bad.
do you know where the fuck you're at?
Yeah, you're
not on
right.
a professional channel here, okay? You're two
I
guys
mean, I love it.
that are
I
just
just-
hanging out.
Dude, I was making the thumbnails and the video for this stream as we were getting ready to launch.
That's why we were 7 minutes late.
I'm like, Dave's like, you ready? I'm like, hold on, I'm in the middle of making a video. Hold on.
So,
Professionalism. I forget about that.
oh yeah. All right, let's get back to this.
larger. They created stone tools and hunted large game. They discovered fire and learned to follow the migration patterns of the animals they used for food, clothing, and shelter. It took a few million years for hominins to discover how to make a stone spearhead. 2 million years later, that stone spearhead changed into a different shaped spearhead.
That's odd, right? That
Yeah.
millions of years, it was just spearheads, just changing the shape of the spearhead. Now, do you think
Yeah.
that had more to do with the type of rock they were making the spearheads out of, or was it just they found it better, or they got better at it took them 2 million years to make a better fucking spearhead? I mean, because that's odd, you know?
Yeah.
But again, I know he doesn't actually believe everything. He's just saying what the books are telling us about our history, right? So
Right, yeah.
that's what this is about.
I'll tell you what he does believe, though. You know what he does believe in?
No, he believes in a lot of this stuff, but I'm
You
just
know what he
saying.
does believe in? That it scares the shit out of him, and what he's really worried about?
Solar flares. Yes.
Solar flares.
He said that on his
Solar
last,
flares.
He said
Suck
that
that.
He said that on his last live stream. He's like, or his last video. I don't know why people don't pay attention. That's the shit that scares me the most.
All the
But
smart people. See?
I mean, what's so terrifying about solar flares? We just go back to a primitive state. I'll become a warlord in Alabama.
Have you paid any attention to the past week in South Carolina, North Carolina, and Georgia, and Tennessee?
with the
a little
flood,
bit.
Yeah,
Like
for,
something happened. Didn't they have a
something happened,
rainstorm?
and people are running around like crazy because they can't get food, and the government's basically told them to go fuck themselves, and they don't
Yeah.
care. And here's $750. Go fuck yourself while we're sending
Yeah.
$20 billion to fucking Ukraine.
Yeah. Warlord, though. I'll
That's-
become a
yeah.
warlord.
or
start
You know,
eating
then it
people.
just came out that the government has a red list of 500,000 Americans that they're going to immediately arrest if any type of civil unrest or martial law situation takes effect. So they've got a list of everybody they know they're going to go grab. So basically, anybody that they're worried about putting up a fight.
so all you gun YouTubers, you're going to jail, dude.
Oh, in
Probably.
a heartbeat.
Oh,
Yeah, all those
Yeah,
guys,
they're all
all the
going
you
to
know,
jail.
all the former like SEALs and all those guys are going to go snatch them up and just immediately. I mean, it'll work for the first maybe 10 or 20,000, but once the word gets out, they're going to have a war on their hands.
Yeah, Red Dawn, baby.
Yeah.
God damn it, Jim, we are wearing the same colored shirt.
Well, I mean, mine's got a thing that says surf. So
Oh, okay. Mine's
no, I was gonna wear. I was gonna wear.
Mine's
I was gonna wear my hibbity jibbity shirt.
Yeah.
I should get it and show it to you. All the letters came off.
of course. Of course.
It's like the third time I've washed it. I was like, what the fuck?
$28 shirt. Fucking garbage. How much did it shrink?
It shrank 2 sizes.
Yeah. That's some bullshit, dude.
It's like reverse Grinch.
So anyway, this hunter gatherer following the fucking migration pattern of animals, like they try to convince everybody that people didn't live in groups forever, Jim. They have to live in groups.
I don't
They
have a
ha-
salsa stain on my shirt. What the fuck are you talking about? I didn't even eat salsa today.
I did. Oh, so fucking good. Jesus, it was so good.
Mm, yeah, salsa.
Yeah.
I had some queso dip today. The white cheese.
Yeah. Yeah, I had some of that too. I didn't eat a whole lot of it because it was so good.
It's
But that
dangerous as
salsa,
fuck, dude.
yeah.
The salsa is no calories. The cheese is like 70 calories for every 2 chips. Oh fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably Big Mac sauce.
Yeah, I'm eating Big Macs right now,
Well,
actually.
Jim
I've
ate
got
9 of them
12
off,
of them.
or what? 11 of them off screen already. So
Yeah.
Yeah. I've got 12 of them in front of me that I'm going to eat, so
you didn't
it's going
eat
to be great.
salsa yet, Jim, says Kevin.
I don't
Yet.
have any chips. I'm out of chips.
Can't you just fucking Uber them? Just have some chips delivered to you for like $14?
Yeah, that sounds like a plan.
People do it every fucking day, man.
God,
Hey.
do they?
Oh, it's fucking crazy, dude. Like, oh, I need deodorant. Let me call the Uber guy. So I got to tip him, pay the Uber fee. So that $5 deodorant's $19. Fuck off. Goddamn, people are dumb. Dumb. All right. Let's hear what the migration patterns are.
Technology evolved slowly. But 300,000 years ago, Homo sapiens appeared. And before long, we were the dominant species on the planet. Once they destroyed Neanderthals once and for all, something happened. Technology accelerated. It only took 30,000 years to go from Göbekli Tepe to landing probes on other planets. How could mankind evolve so fast? The answer is they couldn't. Mankind didn't evolve at all. Mankind was engineered, purpose-built to be the perfect slaves for a race of far superior beings who, according to ancient texts, descended from the heavens. Eventually, the slaves.
Yeah, see, like this is like an Indian thing. Like that's the thing. Is like all these cultures around the world have this same story,
Exactly.
and that's why people make fun of Billy Carson, but his theory about how that they spread out all around the world, and then they engineered people to look like the god that they were, or whatever. I don't know. Could make sense. It could. No.
No, they spread the technology, but not the way people look.
Well, then why are all these different people look different all over in different spots? If we all
You
started.
Said, you said to make him look. Oh, to look like their version of God.
Yeah, like
Oh.
there was a bunch of people like that. Say there was these Anunnakis, and then each person went to a different area of the Earth that had that they ruled over. Like India, China, South America, whatever. Oh, did you hear too that? Never mind.
I just imagined the Anunnaki looking like everybody from Ragnarok. A bunch of fucking.
No, they had long heads and stuff, and like.
No, I'm just saying. Oh, yeah, it's true. That's why you do those shaped holes.
Dude, and I saw something. I don't know if it was on this show or for another show that they found supposedly some city of Ur, and then they found a body in there, and they won't let them test the DNA, but it's got an elongated head. It's supposedly the first queen of Ur, who should be an Anunnaki hybrid.
I don't think it's this show, but I've heard that story before.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff they don't want them to test, Jim.
Yeah.
There's a lot.
That they did DNA test, and also in the same show, they did DNA test some people in South America that they found, and that DNA came back as Middle Eastern.
This guy, JJ, he fools you guys, man. He makes you think that he believes every word that he's saying. Then he gets to the last 5 or 8 minutes, he goes, but, and then Hecklefish is like, oh no, like, oh shit, you got to debunk. But sometimes he doesn't do it, Jim, because like I can't debunk this. This is
his thing with the Knights Templar or whatever. He couldn't,
yeah,
that was a good show too. He couldn't really debunk it. He's like, there's there's no evidence. There's no evidence to support it either. So,
and he's a big fucking believer in the hollow moon, dude.
oh well, yeah, no, the Earth is hollow.
The moon.
The moon, our moon is hollow. Sorry. Well, the Earth is hollow too, but don't let me get you into that with the spaces and stuff.
Well, yeah, it's, the UFOs aren't from space, right? They come from the ocean. They're already here. They
had to come from space originally, though.
well, maybe not. Maybe they're.
Why would you make a UFO and then hide it underground?
Dude, maybe they're going to that fucking journey to the center of the earth place where everything's perfect and they've got a perfect environment and we're just their little fucking experiment up here. Like they're just laughing, flying around, getting people to freak out when they see them flying over Phoenix and shit.
Well, they probably hide because these idiot ape-like creatures keep trying to shoot at them and throw shit at them.
And kill them. They killed a lot of people. Go outside, girl. Go outside. Winnie, go outside. Good girl. Go outside. What dog doesn't go out? Go outside. Get your ass outside. Come on. David, you there? Whatever.
Slaves rebelled, and our masters tried to destroy us in a great flood. Sumerian texts, Egyptian religions, ancient Indian myths, Native American legends, even the Bible, they all tell the same story. It's the story of gods and men. It's the story of the Anunnaki.
Oh, is this their advertisement?
Son of it! But this is your last chance. You keep Hecklefish and the $4 million is yours. Understand? You will keep all of this money. With that blathering lewd fish out of my house, this is my only opportunity to finish the Held for Ransom audiobook. With Audible, the thriller you're listening to comes to life so vividly through audio to it on Audible only enhances that experience. They have a must-hear collection of the latest and greatest the genre has to offer. With the Audible app, it makes it even easier to listen no matter where you are.
Even blindfolded in an unfamiliar bedroom waiting for the ransom to come true.
Audible is the destination for storytelling. New members can get a free trial accessing a growing selection of audiobooks.
I figure we should play some of his ad because
Of
at least
course,
then,
we're some sort of messed up, irradiated, messed up hybrid. Yeah. And there's a lot of area to explore under the dude. I swear we know nothing about the ocean, Jim. Not really. It's so unexplored.
That's not what James Cameron says.
Isn't this all? Well, I think it's fun to wonder where we came from, Crazy Cat. And yeah, is it fan fiction? Maybe. But everybody.
I don't understand how you can say nothing could ever be proven or disproven. I mean, if we were to find a fucking spaceship buried under the desert, that would prove something.
To some people, though, Jim, there would be skeptics about that too. There's always that naysayer, right, or that true believer. You can't really convince everybody that, like, the Bible was written, right? Stimulated. It is a book that was written, and about a guy that you should actually put your faith in that will get you to the right place. Yeah, and a lot of people think it's bullshit. A lot. But a lot of people believe 100% in it, right? I mean, they live their life based on that book. So,
yeah, Crazy Cat, I know about the F-1. Everyone thought that was all the 80s. There was these diamond-shaped UFOs that they were seeing. It was the F-117, whatever fighter
in Phoenix. Black Hawk, that big. But the government wouldn't fucking tell anybody what it was. And they were like hovering, though, Jim. That's what makes that sound skeptical, though. Like those
people thought they were hovering. You know, I mean, they have like sound dampening stuff, so they weren't hearing the sound. You know, they have like you have to be like right behind them to hear the sound. You can't hear them coming at you.
Right, but they were moving slowly across the sky.
Those things did move pretty slow. They didn't go like they only went like 400 miles an hour or something. They couldn't go too fast, otherwise the coating would come off. You know, from air friction would peel the stealth coating off.
Well, yeah. I mean, people thought because they were so cool, so cool. But this isn't about UFOs. This is about an ancient society that you know
that might or not like came on a UFO, or maybe they brought the moon here. I don't know.
Or they paved the path for human race, right? That's what they're saying.
I mean, there is some like science, modern science says there was some gene that got flipped on us that caused us to be able to be massively intelligent. Nobody knows why.
And there's also a gene that doesn't let us live past a certain number of years.
Yeah, like 126 years or something.
Yeah, for some reason
for some reason that's in the Bible. How there was people like
awfully
Noah and all
funny,
these
right?
people that lived all these years, and then all of a sudden it changed, and the years got set to this specific thing, which just happens to be what scientifically they found out. So that's weird.
Yeah,
that's a big coincidence, you know.
Books, Audible originals, and podcasts. To start your Audible trial, visit audible.com/yfiles or text code yfiles to 500 500.
His channel, chat goes up to his
That's
channel.
it. I'm done.
Like this stuff.
Am I really not getting out of here? Hello? Are you there? I hear you. I hear people.
Mesopotamia is called the cradle of civilization. Long before the pyramids soared above Egypt and ages before Stonehenge was built, the ancient civilization of Sumer thrived. Sure, we have sites like Göbekli Tepe and Möküklu Tarla, which predate the Sumerians, but those are small gathering places compared to the vast civilization of Sumer, the world's first empire.
Jim,
the Sumerians...
That's not even a fair statement, though, because they've only uncovered like 4% of Göbekli Tepe.
Yeah, and these other ones, they don't know how big they are and how much is involved. They've actually, for some reason, they've been like stalling on it and like trying to stop.
They're not digging up anymore. They said.
Yeah, they're like, oh, we have to stop, and I don't know. It's like they don't want to know.
Yeah,
dude, I saw this thing. They know they discovered a big, giant chamber in the Great Pyramid that is sealed off, and they don't want to go and find out what's in it.
Like that power generator thing, maybe.
I don't know.
It's almost like if they did discover some of this stuff, I don't know, maybe a perpetual energy source, right? That then the monopoly of resources on this planet that they have us under right now would now be null and void, and money would be meaningless, and the power dynamic would shift. You get what I'm saying?
Oh,
because why do you go to work? Right?
But what? Okay, here's the real question. Why, if I go buy a bunch of solar panels, do I still have to be attached to the grid? It makes no fucking sense.
Oh, yeah, they just done that shit down here where you don't have to be attached to the grid, but if you are and you sell, you can't sell it back anymore. They tax you because they said they gave some bullshit reason.
Overwhelming the system. Yeah.
Yeah, they gave some bullshit system. So I was like, okay, well then, because I've done the math, I've done the research. I'm going to take my whole house off grid except for my pool. Because I can, I only use my pool half the year, and that little, that's it. I'm going to take this whole house off grid. So, fuck them.
Don't do it, dude. Every 10 years, you got to buy new fucking panels.
Yeah, but the panels are so cheap. The batteries are where it's expensive.
Yeah, and the batteries
would cost
me 6 to 7 years.
It would cost me, for the full setup right now to run my air conditioner, fridge, and everything, it cost me about $30,000. And I would be completely off grid.
Is that your cost after grants?
That's before grants.
Yeah, they don't have any more grants in Illinois. They took that shit away.
Well, you still get federal grants.
Oh, no. The electric company that I'm under ain't taking no grants, and they're not buying back power either. And
I'm disconnecting.
It was going to cost. I can't disconnect in Illinois. It's not legal.
Really?
Oh, no. You have to be part of it.
Get out of that state, bro. That place is a fucking... I'm not like you. I'm not going to denigrate your state like you do mine.
It's a Yahtzee hill, dude.
But, hey, in Alabama, guess what I can do right now, Dave? I have a switch for my generator. I can go right now in my garage and flip a switch and be completely off the grid. Run my generator for when a hurricane comes through.
So
because Huh?
You don't have to have a connection to the grid at all times
Nope.
for reasons.
Nope. The
Neither do
reason
we.
why down here is because if I have that switch on and I have my generator on and they put power to my house, it'll fry my whole system and it'll mess up their stuff too.
But too, a lot of the companies that go around trying to get people to get solar panels, they don't explain to them that the cheap system that they give them doesn't have any batteries or anything. It's just solar
Yeah.
panels that, so that whatever power you're not using gets pumped into the grid, so that if power goes out, there's a contactor that shuts your solar panels off.
Yep.
Mhm.
So that your solar panels don't work for you
Yep.
when there's no electricity coming in from the grid. It's fucking retarded.
When
You
I
gotta
priced-
have a storage system.
Yeah.
when I priced it last year, it was $68,000.
How big's your air conditioner and how many square feet is your house?
I've got 2 air conditioner units and total,
Okay. Yeah.
total,
Okay.
total living space with the basement, and the rest of the house is like 6,400 square feet.
Okay. Yes. Yours is double. I've got 3,000 square feet. So yeah, that makes sense. Because mine was going to be 30,000 with the batteries, and
That was no batteries, dude.
oh Jesus Christ! Well,
And-
these were
and the guy said, you don't want the fucking batteries. He's like, he tried to make it very clear that batteries are not your friend. You'll replace the batteries more than you'll ever replace the panels. Like,
I've got a guy in Texas I met on YouTube that builds. He's an engineer and he builds the battery systems completely, and yeah, it would be 30,000 to do my whole system with that.
yeah,
So-
and that 60K, I'll never get it back in my lifetime. I'm too old to get the gains, right? Like,
Yeah.
I'm not putting out that cash at this age to not even be able to get off the grid, Jim. It's fucking weird. Like, fuck it.
Oh, I'm going off the grid completely in the next 5 years. I'm going to sell this house. I might keep this house, but I mean, I really want to sell it and just go up to my parents' farm and put a tiny house out there, build a cabin, and go completely off grid. The only thing I want that's on grid is internet, and if I can get Skynet,
Starlink. Just get Starlink. Yeah. That's what I stream with every day. If you got some good conspiracy stuff, Crazy Cat, feel free to send it, man. Please. This is actually a good conspiracy theory, though, because it makes a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
You got to be like Mulder and Scully.
Invented writing. They discovered the wheel. The sailboat was first created by the Sumerians. They revolutionized agriculture by inventing the first plow, to be used on farms fed by a sophisticated irrigation system. Again, the world's first. Though the Greeks get credit for inventing city-states, that too was a Sumerian concept. Sumer was organized into city-states, each governed independently with its own ruler. These rulers reported to the king according to the Code of Ur-Nammu,
Yeah,
the world's first legal system. Sumerians understood complicated mathematics and astronomy. Their number systems used to tell time and measure the angles of a circle are still used today. Sumer was founded about 7,000 years ago, and you probably know everything I've said so far. This is common knowledge. What's also common knowledge is that Homo sapiens, or modern man, appeared about 300,000 years ago. Look at how much our technology has evolved since the Sumerians. It took only 7,000 years to go from discovering writing to landing a man on the moon.
Well,
Okay, to landing something on the moon.
better.
So what took so long? Why the sudden explosion of technology? What was modern man doing for the 225,000 years or so before ancient Sumer?
I think there was technology and it got wiped out in the flood and massive solar flare that happened at the end of the Younger Dryas.
yes.
Yeah, critical thinking.
I-
I saw that.
So what?
Camelot's doing a comic book.
God damn
What the
it.
fuck did you say?
Camelot is doing a comic book.
Oh, please stop embarrassing my state, you faggot.
Uh,
I tell you, that's one comic book I will not be buying.
he's making an album. I mean, he's what the fuck, man? I mean, oh God.
Modern day Leonardo da Vinci, I guess.
uh,
Mhm.
Just a master of all.
But I guess the super chats every night aren't enough, right, Jim? I mean, he had to.
Well, all of his gay followers are going through this economic downturn like everybody else.
I mean, just unbelievable. Unbelievable. You can't
Why
pay
technology not?
because he's in NASCAR. It's super expensive. So stay at cheaper hotels.
Get an RV.
Yeah, get an RV.
You can literally get an RV, a nice RV for several $1,000s.
You're a team. Wasn't he begging Elon Musk to sponsor his fucking car?
Yeah.
On
Last
Twitter?
week.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, literally, if I could rent this house out for enough money, I would put an RV in my backyard and just rent this place out and live in an RV. That'd be awesome.
What the hell's wrong with you, dude?
Me? I like money, and I don't like my big house.
Okay.
Too much space. I got to clean it.
Hire somebody.
Ew. Coloreds?
No.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to hire a white lady to clean my home. That's demeaning.
Hire
a Gigi.
I'm sure your boyfriend would
Used to. Fuck you, Dave. Cocksucker. There used to be a lot of Ukrainians down here, and I don't know what happened to them. They done all the house cleaning. They just disappeared.
Oh, it's a horror related. Oh yes.
No, horror. Horror. WHORE. Horror.
Yeah,
related.
horror.
Make more sense, right? Mr.
The Adventure of Smashing Pissers.
Oh, gross, dude. Like
maybe he's gonna work on it with the Saska sisters. They have some crossover.
Yeah, so I was thinking my hero would he'd go in this room and he'd smash somebody's pisser, you know?
So Camelot was on Malin's stream?
Yeah.
Oh.
What were they promoting? What was just
Was that it was ending of
Shane's closeout.
Closeout.
So they brought on Camelot?
Yeah, I don't know.
That's weird. I guess he has a lot of people though that super chat him. So they're like, well, it's good. Somebody's got a bunch of people that might purchase a book because Camelot's on here. Yeah. Wow.
Fucking embarrassment.
It is. Like,
have you ever walked into a GameStop and talked to the managers about that guy?
no.
I have. It is, dude, they fucking hate him. They hate him. And as soon as you mention it, they know exactly who you're talking about.
You know how many times I've gone into comic book stores and want to ask the guy that's running the store, you ever heard of the Rippaverse? But I just don't want to do it.
Yeah, the old guys at my comic book store. I don't want to. I don't want to do it.
I don't want to do it because they might look at me like, well, of course I've heard of it, but it's, or they might go, what are you talking about? Right. Like, and I really don't care because I'm not there for that. And I don't care if I just don't like, I'm going in there to look for shit I want to buy. But it is kind of a curious question, but I just don't want to be the guy to ask it. It's not my, it's his business, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going to ask about the Rippaverse, but I was so curious. Because I used to watch Camelot's GameStop videos,
Sure.
They were enjoyable.
They got popular, sure.
Yeah. Then when he started getting butt naked, I was like, no, I'm out.
All right.
Progress. Ancient Sumerian texts tell us why. Technology couldn't progress because humans were busy working the mines.
Working on a coal mine, going down, down, down. Working on a coal mine. Woo, I got a slip down.
Oh, they weren't
Fucking
mining
love
coal,
Fish.
they were mining for gold.
Have you ever seen this guy before, Simulated?
Nope.
Okay.
Cool.
Just he's a Hollywood guy. Like,
they
that's
did
why this
find
shit is so well produced. And that's why he's got 5 million subs in 1 year as a channel, or year and a half or whatever. It's fucking crazy.
He's only been around a year and a half. Jesus
On YouTube.
Christ.
Yeah.
Yep.
They did find a gold mine, I want to say, in South Africa, like either Southern Africa or South America or something. There's old gold mine that they said has been mined for like 20 or 30,000 years.
Yes.
So there's no explanation to that. Like, wait, what?
What was their?
Who was mining it? What were they doing?
Why? What were they using
Why?
gold for? That
What did they want gold for? What's the purpose?
Oh, well, you know what, Jim? There was no civilization, so there wouldn't have been a purpose, right? I mean, we were all hunter-gathering idiots. Nobody knew what money was or the value of anything. It was just eat and survive. So fucking dumb. That's why I hated high school and all that shit, Jim. It was such propaganda nonsense.
It is.
It is, dude. I mean, when Bill Gates can get the fucking U.S. public goddamn school system to change the way people do math, the most retarded way ever, and the school systems do it, it tells you all this shit is stupid. It's all
I'm
stupid.
so glad. I'm
It's
so
all-
glad I went to a private school because we could bring in stuff like this as reports and have like a logical discussion on it. Like
Yeah,
our
because-
teachers were they wanted us to think outside of whatever was in our books.
yeah, because they're smart teachers, right? I
Yeah.
mean, yeah.
Oh yeah.
They're not slave to the fucking to the government fucking union paycheck. They're out there
Oh yeah.
earning their cash because they're not union.
No, none of them were.
They're on merit.
Gold is a miraculous metal. It's an excellent conductor, highly useful in electronics, and crucial to space travel.
Non-corrosive.
Radioactive gold isotopes can target and destroy cancer cells. Gold can also be used for data processing and transmission. Before the 20th century, humans had no practical use for gold. It's nice to look at, but they couldn't use it for anything. Have you ever wondered why a metal useless to ancient humans suddenly and only very recently became the most valuable metal in the world?
Odd, right?
Well, I mean, it's been valued to people for
But it had
thousands of
no- it
years
had
now, but it had no
use.
practical use.
Right.
Yeah.
It was a jewel. It was jewelry. That's what
But
it was.
why? Why
Well,
was it valuable?
It
Why?
was valuable as jewelry in our, well, not in our lifetime, but in the last 1,000 years because it didn't corrode. You could store it, use it for currency and things like that, and it
Yeah,
wouldn't.
but I don't
rust
think
away
these
like
people. How
other-
did they know? How did they know that? People died. They didn't know.
What do you? I mean, you
But
would
if
see
they
a piece of iron,
If they had silver and gold
yeah,
jewelry,
and they wouldn't corrode, and they would go, oh shit, that doesn't corrode, and they would probably thought that there was some mystical power behind it.
Right.
Or they just knew that the Anunnaki wanted it, and they knew it was valuable for that reason, and it was ingrained in them that you had to get the gold. You know, that's
After
why
the
the term
Anunnaki
gold
left.
digger comes from.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, it's like there was a
Where
mad,
it comes from, Jim.
it's like there's a mad rush, during our our gold rush. There's a mad rush to go dig it up and just have it. Like we weren't using it for anything. I mean, maybe
Well, we were on the gold reserve.
There's some not
But
in
why?
1800.
Why were we on the gold?
Yes, we were. We were on the gold
Yeah,
standard.
gold standard. Everybody was using gold, but
We
everybody was
were on the
using
gold
gold.
standard up until the 60s.
Gold was being used for currency for thousands of years.
Right.
Why?
Right, because you can keep finding it, Jim. If you can keep finding it, then it's not unlimited. Like
Gold has other uses. Gold nanoparticles can clean the environment. Gold facilitates chemical reactions that purify water and air.
And so isn't it? I mean, I wonder what came first. Did the story about the Anunnaki using gold to clean their environment come before the actual science that said gold could be used as that, or was it after science said it could be used for that someone said, "Oh yeah, that's why they came to use it"?
is that
Had to be before that, unless the Annunaki is complete and utter bullshit.
is
Right.
that true, Jim? Water
Yeah.
can be filtered by gold?
Yes.
Yeah.
Gold is
Gold's porous.
it's miraculous. They use gold to suck all to purify silver. You use gold.
Or ketchup to clean it, right?
I'm
But-
saying when you were
I
when
know,
you're
I
refining
know.
silver, you
But I'm saying like our water filters could have gold filters that would last forever
sure.
and purify the water better than the
Well-
charcoal filters that they sell us.
Oh yeah.
And we have to replace every 6 or 9 months. Yeah.
Yeah, just
Air
taking
by
the
leaching
fluoride
away
now.
toxic compounds. That's where the sky gods of Sumer come in, the Anunnaki.
Yeah, Annunaki.
Why are you saying it like that?
Yeah, Annunaki. It's the new jingle, like we are farmers. Bam, 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 bam. Yeah, I'm loving it. Yeah, Annunaki, Annunaki, Annunaki. You think it will stick?
No, that's just a ripoff of Hallelujah.
Thanks, Crazy
Gold
Cat.
was more than the most valuable metal in the world. It was the most valuable metal in the solar system. The Anunnaki weren't gods. They were aliens from another planet. They needed gold to save their world from an environmental disaster. But gold was rare on their planet. They found a solution. About 450,000 years ago, the Anunnaki arrived on Earth not to help humans, but to use them. Gold is abundant.
So 450,000 years ago, they arrived on Earth.
Okay, so this is where I kind of play devil's advocate and call bullshit, because asteroids and all kinds of other space debris like that are filled with gold.
But they didn't have the people to mine it. We did.
Well,
They
no,
had the people to mine it.
No,
since
they're-
stability acidic, gold is created in supernovas,
Okay.
and so that's why they say it's a building block. So it's like it when a star explodes, it flings gold and other particles out, and
Yeah.
gets lands places. So there probably is some asteroids that have gold. Like they think, I'm pretty sure they think they found an asteroid that they're like we think it's got gold in it.
Yeah.
But it's not like everywhere.
No, they're looking for other elements on those asteroids, right? Like
Yeah.
other resources. It's kind of like you were saying the other night, Stimulated and Jim. They found they understand there's a giant lithium plant or just
Oh,
deposit
yeah, North Carolina.
in North Carolina, and that's
Yeah.
why they're not going to rebuild that fucking town. And who's buying that land? Bill Gates, is that what you said?
Microsoft.
Or Microsoft?
On Earth. The Anunnaki knew this, and they wanted every ounce of it. So they bred us as a slave race to work the mines.
I watched that.
The planet of the
video.
Anunnaki, hiding in the far reaches of our solar system, does exist. Not just according to ancient tablets,
Well,
but
it's not
according
just
to
as much
NASA.
as Fort Knox.
The whole world of the Anunnaki has been called.
No, it's not. Don't believe
It's
that
empty.
shit.
It's empty.
Fort
I don't know
Knox
if it's
is not
empty, but
It's not in. If whatever gold we do have is not in Fort Knox, I promise you that.
Mm. You don't be making statements like that. You can't prove that.
It wouldn't be in Fort Knox, Kentucky.
Why not?
Have you ever been to Fort Knox, Kentucky?
That's why it's there,
it's
Yeah,
there because
it's
it's
right-
protected by an entire division of tanks.
right?
The tank division's up there, sure, but I just don't believe it. I think Fort Knox is empty.
It's not supposed to be.
Well, there's a lot of things the government does they're not supposed to.
I did watch a whole documentary about this gold.
Isn't there more in New York at the Federal Reserve in New York or something? Or
Yeah,
is
they're
anywhere
on
else?
there too. That's
Called the
that's the thing. Like 450,000 years ago, Jim. Like, and we have no idea where they came from and how the fuck were they traveling. I mean,
Hondas.
hey man, you have to.
They drove from Annunaki.
It's like watching House of the Dragon. You have to just put up with the some of the weird stuff to get through the story. And even when you put up with the weird stuff, the story still sucks, though. Unlike this, the story's actually compelling.
12th planet by Zecharia Sitchin. NASA calls it Planet 9. Others call it Planet X. The Sumerians and the Anunnaki called their planet Nibiru, and the fates of Nibiru and Earth were about to be joined together forever.
Hmm.
That looked cool.
Dude, it looks super cool. And this is why if he strikes you, you can't be mad because they put some work into this shit, dude. Like,
Yeah.
this,
Yeah, it's highly produced.
yes. And, this could actually be a Netflix show. It's that well produced.
Oh man, the Netflix a couple days, fucking Graham Hancock's new Netflix is coming back.
They just released the new season of Unsolved Mysteries. They had one on the fucking cow killings that are just random. Like they had one on that, and they also had one on fucking Roswell. Like, holy shit, these guys are going woo-woo this year rather than just straight up murder mystery stuff. Yeah,
The Ancient Apocalypse is coming back.
Yeah. I love the Y-Files, Dark Shadow, Logan. The only gold there is for the tourists.
Telling you.
It does look-
Anu stood on his balcony and laughed to himself. His laugh wasn't about anything funny. It was a sarcastic laugh. Anu wasn't his given name. Anu was his title, given to all leaders of his people, the Anunnaki.
Yeah, Annunaki.
Please, no catchy jingles when I'm doing dramatic science fiction.
Sorry. Go ahead, Philip K. Dick.
50,000 years ago, when Anu was young and ambitious, he fought former King Alalu for the throne and won. The council elected him to see Nibiru through the crisis. But during his time as leader, conditions on the planet were only getting worse. Industry on Nibiru was highly controlled. Factories polluted the air. There was no way to avoid it, but they had the technology to control it. Skyscraper-sized air recyclers dotted the landscape around every urban area. However, a series of volcanic eruptions caught the Anunnaki by surprise. Ancient
Natural disaster got him, huh?
Climate. They didn't have some 14-year-old girl running around yelling at him about climate change, telling him, "How dare you? How dare you?"
Dude. Ugh, that girl. And she's got a lifetime job now, just being that person. Forever.
Oh, they're distancing from her because she's
She's
against Israel,
she came out
anti-banker.
against the bankers.
Yeah.
volcanoes spewed ash and toxic gas into the air, overwhelming the recyclers with mountain-sized pyroclastic flows. Within weeks, the recyclers began to fail. Within months, the atmosphere began breaking down. Nibiru's ozone layer was thin in most places and completely gone in others. The sky above Nibiru was a sickly yellow.
Do you think they had a problem with using like right guard and hairnet and stuff like that?
I was about to ask.
That's why it's all that hair. You see, they're very hairy. They probably use a lot of hairspray. Probably fucked up their ozone.
A lot of product, yeah.
A lot of product, yeah. Whatever happened to our hole in the ozone layer above Australia?
All bullshit.
I remember when I was a kid, that was a big thing.
Oh, god damn. That when I was a kid, I think it was over Antarctica. I mean, there's been a hole in the ozone since they've been talking about fucking climate change, Jim.
There was a hole in the fucking ozone. Australia would not be habitable.
It's not even real. So, I mean...
Makes sense then. Logical.
Yeah. And the atmosphere was thick and oppressive. Twin moons once shined brightly. Now they were barely visible through the haze. Stars that had once filled the night sky could no longer be seen. Anunnaki lived for 200,000 years. This long lifespan, once considered a gift, was now a curse. The older Anunnaki...
They lived 200,000 years?
Maybe.
I'd get bored after like 100,000.
I don't know. Mm. Yeah. It's probably, it's probably that first 100,000. It's a long time, and then after that, it's downhill.
You think so? Yeah, that's about right. The halfway point, you really start feeling it in your knees, as they say.
Yeah, man. Could you imagine 200,000 years?
I mean, I feel like that's how long it's going to take me to get through my video game backlog. So that'd be cool.
I don't even know. Are there any good games coming out this year?
That Little Nightmares 3 thing that we were talking about, Reanimal.
Right.
That's coming out. It looks fucking awesome. You need to play the first two, Dave, and quit bullshitting about that.
Little Nightmare? Okay.
Yeah. Let's see. Other than that, no, I can't think of any. There's some DLCs coming out. Do you ever play Lies of P? You don't play any like Dark Souls style games, do you?
No, I don't. I don't appreciate fucking dying every 3 minutes and starting back at the beginning.
Yeah, that's fine. I get it. I'm not gonna make fun of you, bitch. But the DLC to Lies of Peace coming out, and then there's.
I want torture. I'll go play an 8-bit fucking Nintendo game. Okay.
Yeah, that's
It's very. Those games are fucking hard compared to new games.
Yeah, I went back and I bought like one of those little. It's like a Fire Stick that you plug into your TV, and it has all the Nintendo games and shit. Jesus Christ, man! It had been so long since I played some of those, and I was like, why am I torturing myself? This is terrible. What am I doing?
That's why they sold game guides back in the day, dude. You needed fucking help.
Oh yeah.
These games.
He remembered a night sky filled with stars, but the young ones had never seen a star. The last brightest star disappeared behind the gloom years ago. In the cities of Nibiru, the towering spires of ancient buildings loomed over empty streets. The grand avenues, once lined with breathtaking sculptures and shimmering fountains, now seemed to taunt the Anunnaki, a painful reminder of an age of prosperity now long in the past. The gardens that once bloomed with exotic plants and flowers were now withered and brown. Formerly vibrant landscapes were barren and decayed, a casualty of the failing ecosystem.
Sounds like New York City.
Anu and the Anunnaki people knew that their planet was dying and that they were running out of time. Anu had the greatest minds in the world working on this problem, but the outlook was grim. Then Anu's son Enlil burst into the room. He said, "Father, I know how we can save the planet."
He knows how he can save the planet.
At least it wasn't his fucking daughter. You know, this was a pre-woke.
Well, give it
story.
a few more.
When they
years,
do
it'll be
the
his daughter.
when they do the Netflix special, it'll be a
All the
daughter.
revisions. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, he'll be gender fluid.
yeah, ambiguous. Yeah.
Yeah.
In the halls of learning, the greatest minds of Nibiru worked tirelessly to find a solution. They pored over ancient texts and conducted countless experiments, searching for a way to halt the decay of their world. And then, in a moment of desperation and brilliance, Anunnaki scientists discovered the answer: gold. The precious metal, rare on Nibiru, held the key to their salvation. When
You know what's weird too about this is if you look into like the Book of Enoch,
Mm.
Yeah.
you know, and that like if that's real, a lot of this stuff in the Book of Enoch kind of go together.
I mean, it's real. The Book of Enoch's actual real. It's in the Dead
I know.
Sea
I mean, I'm
Scrolls,
saying, but if it's real, it's Dead Sea Scrolls and all that. But I'm saying, like, that's some wild shit.
yeah.
It's like, what?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Critical- Critical thinking for 5 pounds. Camelot has decided this is his new grift. He now has a comic who knows fuck all about comics. I'm with Jim on Camelot.
You're both on Camelot. See. I'm not.
Yeah. Then, what I did hear though, because
Thank you for
on
the
John's
5 pounds
stream
critical.
that I just have to mention is that Chokeout was on there too, and they were talking about ladyboys in Thailand and stuff, and then somehow it came up like, who would you rather smash pissers with, Buck Angel or Blair White? And Camelot said that he thinks he could do it with Blair White, no problem, but not Buck Angel. And I was like,
I'm gonna fucking puke.
yeah.
How about neither?
How about neither? Yeah.
Neither.
Yeah.
How
That's
about
not
I don't play Death is not an option with that game?
no, that's not a question you ask a heterosexual man. Like, don't give me that option. Fuck that question.
So I think Camelot actually said that he would have no problem being with a trans woman. I
Gay,
thought that's what he said. I was like, what?
gay.
Gay.
It's not a woman, you fucking
Yeah.
idiot.
It's a dude.
It's a dude. It's always gonna be a dude.
Yeah.
It's a chick playing a dude who ain't a dude. Oh my god, it's so
Yeah,
fucking-
and you're just doing a weird version of docking if they have had the surgery. So I didn't do that. So why would I want to do it with a weird fucking mongoloid monster? Fucking gross.
videos like these that confuse normal people. This shit never happened.
Well, look,
Johnny
The-
Midnight, the fallen angels would be possibly the Anunnaki or possibly the Nephilim, which are the offspring of the Gigi, and there could be same thing, sort of.
yeah, I've always thought I've always interpreted the Nephilim and Anunnaki as being the same species, right? That's why I've always seen it, at least.
We got to play. We got to thank Critical Thinking and play our theme for support. Thanks again.
Oh, I see it. It's a trebuchet and elven bread.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lembus.
Limbus bread. Nerderotic would be ashamed of me right now.
Well,
Well,
think-
no, they only lived 200,000 years, so
Yeah.
they weren't all dying when they came, but their planet wasn't.
but imagine if you did live 200,000 years, you could actually space travel and make it there without fucking having to go to sleep.
Yeah, if you had somebody like Elon Musk and Albert Einstein and Oppenheimer and Copernicus and Plato, like all these people, all these geniuses that lived 200,000 years, and they could continue. Think about what Leonardo da Vinci would have been able to do if he lived 2,000 years, 200,000 years.
Well, the church would have got him. They would have got him.
Let's say the church was cool, right?
Yeah.
But if he had that much time, I mean, he literally designed helicopters and all kinds of modern shit that we use now.
Submarines.
Yeah. So if he had the time, yeah, the Einstein, wasn't it Einstein's theory about folding space or some shit? Who is it that came up with that?
Yeah,
that we could
just think though, like if it was that reality and every president was president for 4,000 years.
That's why we created guillotines.
I'm saying, like, imagine, and Biden could live to 200,000 years. Oh my God. And he was president for 4,000. Holy shit.
Imagine having to put up with Jimmy Carter pictures for the next 200,000 years.
But just think though, like, to you as a person that's living 400,000 or 200,000 years, 4,000 years is nothing. It's like us for 4 years it's enough to make an impact, but it's also, we live to what, 78 or 9 years old if we're somewhat healthy. And if we're
my family's pretty long lived.
Mm.
We average late 80s, early 90s. So not looking forward to that.
Okay.
Take me out after about 75. I think I'll be pretty fulfilled by then.
Mm.
Suspended in the atmosphere, microscopic gold reflects and absorbs the harmful radiation of the sun and space. It was the one chance to stabilize their atmosphere. It was a long shot and would take years, but it was their only hope. The Anunnaki mobilized all their resources and devised a plan. They sent expeditions to the far reaches of the solar system, searching for planets rich in gold. They would mine the gold, bring it back to their planet, and release it into the atmosphere in a desperate attempt to save their world. For years, probes went out, and probes found nothing. Probes traveled the inner solar system and found nothing but useless volcanic rock.
I think they came here on the moon.
And then abandoned it once they got their resources?
No, well, that's how they got here. And then as the planet got closer, when it came rushing past us, they were able to just go from one place. They left the moon here and just went to their planet.
Yeah, they abandoned it. Makes sense.
It's like
or they manned it. They were inside.
Or they're there now.
They were like,
they wouldn't be there now. Their problem's solved.
Is it?
They're just watching us.
Yeah, maybe.
Is their problem solved? Maybe.
I would hope so.
We're still digging for gold.
Yeah, but who are we giving the gold to now?
Microsoft and fucking Samsung.
You think they're shipping it to?
Well, I'm just saying.
You think Jeff Bezos taking his big dildo rocket and like dropping it off to the Annunaki?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Who knows?
And toxic gas. But today there was a glimmer of hope. One of the probes reported not just the presence of gold, but of many more life-saving resources. All the elders were present at the council meeting. Enki, Inanna, Ninhursag, and Utu. But it was Anu's son Enlil who spoke first.
Data from one of our probes has come in. There is a planet very close to the yellow star, rich in gold. It also has liquid water in abundance. Its atmosphere is thinner than ours, but it has a strong magnetic field that shields it from the radiation killing our planet. It's the third planet from the star.
Anu knew of this planet. They called it Kai, but would later become known as Earth. Earth revolved around the sun very quickly. Nibiru was also in orbit around the star, but it took 3,600 Earth years to complete one revolution. Anu thought Earth sounded perfect. The journey would be dangerous, but times were desperate. Soon Nibiru would be making a close approach to Earth. The timing was perfect. He urged them to depart.
See, we're making a close approach. So they jumped on the moon. They had 2 moons. They had an extra one on their planet, so they took one of their moons and brought it over here.
But how'd they get back?
When it came back again, they waited because every 3,600 years or every how many? 3,600 is a wrong calculation.
What if they failed? Hold up. What if they failed and the moon is Nibiru or whatever.
Oh, maybe. What if
Well-
they're already here?
Dun dun dun.
Andrew for 5 says I should do some research on the Anunnaki because they can fit into my comic series like what I have planned for King Arthur and Sun Wukong. Awesome. Like, take it places, man. Have fun. This isn't, nothing in this is based on
John Travolta drove the spaceship.
facts, right? This is all based on what, written down stuff that people have read, right? So, it's kind of like a lot of our history. This guy wrote this down. It must be true. But thank you for the 5, Andrew. Thank you for supporting the Alliance.
Part immediately, but Enlil had more to say.
But Earth is teeming with life, including intelligent creatures, though still early in their development. These creatures are bipedal like us, but smaller than us, perhaps half our height.
The creatures Enlil spoke of were under 6 feet tall. Anunnaki were between 12 and 15 feet tall. This is because Nibiru's gravity wasn't as strong as Earth's. This was just math. More gravity means smaller life
that's
forms.
true.
Low gravity allows plants and
No
animals to
wonder there's so many tall fucking archways in these ancient buildings, right?
Right.
I mean, like, giant ass archways. Like, why the fuck are they this tall, guys? Nobody was that tall. It was a planet full of, I think there was a lot of giants here. I definitely think that's something science hiding from the American people is the giant thing for sure.
Definitely.
Nobody fucking
grow
wants,
very.
nobody wants to believe that shit, but they were here.
Well, it makes sense too. There was all these large animals that they said were before they died. So why wouldn't there have been large people? Too?
Right?
They
Same
know there was these
atmosphere.
giant ape, that giant Pithecus or whatever that they said was this huge ape. Well,
Right.
Giant bears. Well, why?
Yeah.
You know, I don't know.
Same fucking thing. Yeah.
Tall. Aside from their small size, the Earth creatures were similar in appearance to the Anunnaki in other ways. The Anunnaki had larger eyes and larger skulls than the Earthlings, but the Earth beings had 2 arms, 2 legs, eyes, nose, mouth, just like the Anunnaki. Anu sensed concern in Enlil's voice.
Do these Earth creatures pose a threat to us and our project?
They are primitive but violent. Some eat animal flesh, if you can imagine. They have no interest in gold, but they may perceive us as a threat. They have no technology beyond wood and stone. Still, in numbers, they could be dangerous.
That's what the Ajiji are for.
The Ajiji were a race of slaves who served the Anunnaki in all things, from operating the factories to maintaining.
Those are kind of scary looking.
That's some fucking AI art right there.
That's real.
Crazy
What's up,
cat. We
AI?
know all about the Smithsonian destroying bones. Where do you think the bones came from?
The bankers.
Hello. These were where the bones came from.
Right. How about all of the bones that they destroyed of the woolly mammoths or whatever that were in Alaska? Send me that video too, man. Pathetic.
order. They were an intelligent and obedient workforce, and they could surely handle primitive creatures half.
And you know what they did? They used to go around, go, my precious,
My precious.
my precious.
They were all paid in 1 gold ring.
Yep.
Oh, these were slaves. They weren't paid. They were given food and water so they could keep working.
Their
Okay,
size.
then why did they need
The council
us?
convened, the decision was made, and 300
Watch the
Anunnaki
video.
and 600 Ajiji were loaded onto great ships. It was time to make the journey sunward. It was time to make the journey to Earth. After After a brief stop on Mars, the Anunnaki fleet arrived in Earth's orbit. The crew was stunned.
Why?
The planet was a vibrant blue and green with swirling white clouds.
Because they had a base on Mars. There's all types of stuff on Mars. There's pyramids
Okay,
on
but
Mars.
I thought they had the moon base.
They do. Mars, they had to stop there first. They had to refuel. They get some hydrogen and stuff for their ships.
That's
and
like-
then they had to go to the moon.
That's okay. That's like me going to Birmingham and I stop and refuel in Hoover.
I don't know. No, actually, because Mars was a real habitable place. There was strip clubs there. And,
Okay,
you know,
now
beaches
that
and-
makes sense. That's logical.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And see if you would have started with that, Jim.
I mean, science seems to think that Mars was a habited planet.
No, there was some smoking hot Carillions there.
Ooh, I do like me a good thick Carillion. Thick with
Clouds.
3 C's.
Vast glimmering oceans seemed to go on forever. The planet was full of life in the sky, on land, and the sea below.
Yeah, Annunaki.
The Anunnaki marveled at Earth's beauty, but also felt sadness. Their home planet Nibiru was dying, and its people were suffering. But that sadness renewed their resolve. They were here for a purpose: mine all the gold needed to heal their atmosphere.
Yeah, Annunaki.
A few ships remained in orbit, while others scouted the planet for a suitable landing site. Eventually, they settled on the lush green plains between the Euphrates and the Tigris rivers. Later, this area would become known as Mesopotamia, the Greek word for between two rivers. The ships landed, and the Igigi were put to work. The Igigi
It's very interesting, too, because I want you to pay attention to how long it says it took them to build the city.
Mesopotamia.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a number that's going to jump out to you if you've heard that something was created in that number of days.
Oh, okay.
Igigi were a race of aliens that the Anunnaki conquered long ago. After the Igigi were defeated, they were enslaved. They've served the Anunnaki ever since. The Igigi look similar to the Anunnaki, who look similar to modern humans.
Yeah, there's a reason for that.
I'm getting there. Igigi were between 12 and 15 feet tall and extremely strong. Where humans have somewhat round skulls, the Anunnaki and the Igigi to some degree have very large and often elongated skulls. These elongated heads have been depicted many times in ancient carvings and frescoes. The Igigi were given only 7 days to build the great city of Eridu, to be ruled by Anu's
7 days. Huh.
Hmm.
I know I've read that
Almost.
somewhere in a book somewhere where something took 7
yeah.
days.
Yeah, there's a pretty important book. I can't remember the name of it.
Holy
Booble, Bobble?
Yeah, something. Yeah,
Something.
We'll think of it.
It's-
It'll come
yeah.
to me.
Yeah.
Quran. It's in there too, right? I mean,
Yeah.
they all have the same.
Talmud?
Mm,
One of those? I don't know. I don't read banker books, so.
1984 was it in? Oh.
Ooh, good book. Really good book.
son, Enki. The Anunnaki were cruel and brutal to the Igigi.
No, I don't believe it.
The gods' load was great, the toil grievous, the trouble
Was it?
excessive. The great Anunnaki, the seven, were making the Igigi undertake the toil.
The city was completed on time. Then the Igigi dug mines and began mining gold. They mined gold day after day, year after year, for 150,000 years. The Igigi extracted gold by the ton, and ships began making round trips between Earth and Nibiru. Enki, ruling in his father Anu's name, was thrilled. He demanded more output. The slave masters used weapons like particle beams to force the Igigi to work harder and faster. Enki didn't want to abuse the workforce this way, but felt he had no choice. The atmosphere on Nibiru was all but stripped away. He was
If they dug gold for 150,000 fucking years,
Mm-hmm.
how fucking fucked was their planet?
Fucked.
Fuck.
It was worse than New York in the 70s and 80s.
Yeah, and it recovered too, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, we're told that gold is a very minute thing. It only gets here because meteors hit the planet. It's not really created here, right? Isn't that another thing they've told us in school, Jim?
I've heard that, but that's got to be bullshit. There's no fucking way.
It's like the fucking
You imagine
imagine that the dinosaurs are what made oil. You know that fucking myth they sold us to when they
the
died.
dinosaurs didn't make oil.
Yeah. Shut the fuck up.
All right, Crazy Cat. I have both those videos in the playlist. So,
Yep. I got them too.
okay.
I don't. Crazy Cat doesn't follow me on Twitter.
No,
No,
I
no,
put him
he
in the
puts it in the chat on.
chat link, so I just.
I wasn't looking at the chat.
They actually look interesting too.
Yeah.
Crazy Cat.
Yeah, I think I've seen the one on the Smithsonian before.
I don't know who these two guys are, but they got a lot of subs. Fossil fuels, you guys. Yeah, that's what they tell us. Like,
No, it's all from actually plant life, not from dinosaurs.
Yeah, plant life makes sense though.
mm-hmm.
Wasn't sure the gold would get back home in time. Then, against his better judgment, Enki demanded even more output from the mines. The slave masters were told to use any means necessary.
Man, what happened? They were torturing them so much. Now they look like fucking.
They look
some
like
kinda
fucking
Goblins.
Yeah,
goblins now. Orcs. Holy shit!
like
So maybe Lord of the Rings is real.
these don't look humanoid. Sorry, they don't. How many rows of teeth do they have? This guy got 2 rows of teeth on the bottom there. So he's got 2
Yeah,
rows
that's what
of
it.
teeth.
Either that. No, that's a real chapped lip.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it looks like a real chapped lip. Makes sense.
To get this done, including torture. Soon, whispers of dissent circulated among the Ajiji. Then the whispers became shouts. No longer would the Ajiji allow themselves to be tortured, and no longer would they work the mines. Atrahasis, a famous leader of the Ajiji, made the decision to rebel.
For too long have we languished under the yoke of the Annunaki. We were born of the stars, yet condemned to the dark. It is time we seek the light. Now proclaim war. Let us combine.
See? How many times you ever say, Carrie Ann? Carrie Ann?
Carrie Ann. And
Step into the light, Carrie Ann.
Hostilities and battle.
The rebellion was swift. The Ujiji were intelligent and strong. They turned their tools into weapons, broke their chains, and fought the Anunnaki for their freedom. The city of Eridu became a battlefield, and
Wow, look at that fucking eyes on that one. That's crazy.
yeah, this looks like a Lord of the Rings scene, doesn't it?
And look at this guy's got a hat. These guys got hats on.
Yeah. Wow.
Huh.
gold mines collapsed from the uprising. The Ajiji fought bravely, but they failed, and were put back in chains. Enki's brother Enlil had been overseeing the mining operations. He was furious. He wanted the Ajiji killed for treason, but Enki felt differently. The Anunnaki and the Ajiji had thousands of years of shared history.
Shall we meet defiance with tyranny, or can we forge a new destiny together?
The Ajiji could not return to the mines, and Enki knew this. They would continue to rebel. But someone had to work the mines and do all the labor a large city requires. So
Well,
Enki had an idea.
They
In the
can't
forests were
work the mines. What are they going to do?
I don't know.
They're just there? Like, what the fuck?
Well, they need them to build stuff like cities and stuff and other things and build roads and
They turned into
repair
longshoremen.
spaceships and they formed a union and they went on strike because they wanted more money and they said the head guy Asaphantatis, he had a big $6 million house with a pool and everything and a Bentley.
Yeah.
Are they
I
still on
synced it.
strike?
Yeah, they just started yesterday.
No, actually, I heard that they settled and they decided to go back to work until January, basically. So
So we can get to Christmas?
Oh,
yeah.
so-
Well, no, because they're highly connected to the Democratic Party, so they're like, "Hey, you can't do this. You're fucking us." And they said, "Oh, okay. We'll wait until after the election, and then we'll fuck whoever's."
So they're
president."
cowards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
ate like
definitely
hominids.
come on
They
to
had
the
large
Mars
brains,
attacks.
walked on two legs, and could use simple tools. They weren't intelligent enough to do the work the Anunnaki needed, but maybe they could become intelligent with just a little genetic engineering. There were groups of hominids living in the forest around the Anunnaki cities. These were our ancestors. They were either Homo heidelbergensis or Homo erectus.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Or
The
homosexual.
Anunnaki took one of the hominid males and attempted to cross his genetics with the Anunnaki.
Yeah, Annunaki.
Enki wanted to create a creature that would be intelligent like the Ajiji, but not too intelligent. They would be strong, but much smaller than the Ajiji. They would be engineered to be submissive and much easier to control. The first experiments were done in a lab, and the results were
You
horrific.
got that part right, Jim. All the humans that fucking kowtowed their ass to fucking COVID regs around the world, like so many people just fucking did it. Like,
Not me. Fuck that. They fucked up on my gene splicing.
that's why you're here, dude. Yeah, that's some bullshit. Don't be that person. Don't let the government tell you what's good for you. They don't
Fuck them.
fucking have your best interest at heart.
Instead of creating a perfect being, the genetic experiments created monsters. Gorgons, Cyclops, Banshees, and two-headed giants.
Nice.
Wow, all them things are from legend. Gorgons, Banshees, Cyclops.
Two-headed giant.
Giants. Man, it's like crazy. It's all interconnected. It's all combined. It's like the answers are all here. You just have to open your eyes and see them.
Eyes open. No
No
fear.
fear.
Come to my birthday.
Bring a present, everyone.
Come to the ranch and I'll hang out with you during the day.
Come to the ranch. I'll let you buy me drinks all night. Look at this. Kind of looks like Cthulhu.
Yeah, I love a good Cthulhu story.
These monsters still live on in ancient stories. The Anunnaki changed their approach. They genetically spliced their DNA with that of a hominid female. Then, rather than grow the embryo in a lab, they implanted it in the female. It worked. Less than a year later, a child was born, a boy. He looked more like the Anunnaki than the ape.
Got some kind of rash on his face.
That's dirty.
That's just a little. That's a little schmelz. You know, a little schmutz. Yeah.
It's like the chick with the imaginary dirty feet.
Imaginary dirty feet. How do you? Never mind.
Well, the reason it's scarce now on the planet is because the aliens took like 90% of it.
Well, they were here for 150,000 years. Fuck.
Before the rebellion, and then they were still here.
I know. And then they put our asses to work.
All right.
Fucking assholes.
Fucking assholes, man.
They couldn't have automated it.
These guys, they must have some Southern tendencies, right? Like,
Yeah.
they really like. They really
Other
like
people
that,
doing their work for them.
that idea of free labor.
Yeah, Southerners are the true inheritors of the Anunnaki. Get wrecked.
Ape-like creatures roaming the forest. They named the child Adamu.
Adamu, like Adam from Adam and Eve?
Yep. Adamu means first man. In
Oh, they
Hebrew, the
didn't
word also
connect
means
that.
from the ground or earth. In Genesis, God made Adam in his own image from the dust on the ground.
Whoa.
In ancient Sumerian, Akkadian, and Babylonian texts, the creation of man is described the same way. Man is created in the image of the god or gods by mixing the blood of a god with the clay of the earth. Ancient Egyptians had a story of man being created by mixing a tear of a god with the clay of the earth. Blood, or even a tear, would contain DNA. And clay in ancient writings doesn't mean actual clay, it refers to all life on earth. Every
That's
This
interesting.
is just This is just recited. You ever seen the documentary called Zeitgeist?
No.
Have y'all not? So the first half is all this sort of stuff, and then the second half is all how 9/11 was an inside job.
Oh.
It's
No.
really
Ever
good.
seen the documentary Loose Change?
Yes, that's also really good.
Yep.
Nope. What is it?
Oh, it's great, man. It came out during the Ron Paul Revolution in like 07. Great.
culture and religion has some variation of this story.
Not a coincidence.
Probably not.
Yeah, Zeitgeist
And there is that
great.
gap in history
Yeah.
where hominids go from very simple primates to a very intelligent, advanced race.
So that's interesting. There's a gap in history where we go from, and then like you said, it's all civilizations, all people around the world have the same kind of story. And the story existed before any of this stuff, like modern, you know what I mean? Like it's
Before
not
we
just-
were city dwellers. Yeah.
You know, so
The story.
Not a coincidence.
Probably not. And there is that gap in history where hominids go from very simple primates to a very intelligent, advanced race.
yeah, it's what the science calls the missing link.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's this missing link. Well, maybe the missing link isn't missing. Maybe it's something else.
This is why evolution's bullshit, dude. evolution's bullshit unless something is there to enhance the process of changing something to something else. But
well, they've never found any evidence of evolution, like no bones or anything to show evolution happens.
No, they just assume that we came from fucking a little goddamn fish that walked out of the goddamn ocean 10 million years ago, and we turned into this. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here with your evolution. I never believed in evolution in high school. When I had to hear that fucking Charles Darwin bullshit, I was like, get the fuck out of here.
Charles Darwin didn't even believe in actual evolution. He just believed in your environment, you adapting to your fucking environment. It was other people that said, oh yeah, so we must have evolved from monkeys. And he just went around and was like, oh, so these birds adapted to their environment. They didn't evolve into a completely different fucking species. Bunch of fucking assholes.
Well, he wasn't the one that said we
he came up with the theory of
theory.
Yeah, it was just all he came up with when he traveled around on what was the SS Beagle or whatever it was, and he went to different islands and he saw the same species of bird with different evolutions for their environment. They weren't a different species. They didn't change into a different bird. Like their beaks would be longer because they were eating different fruits or different seeds and shit. So,
Yeah.
and then the other scientists got a hold of it. It's like, oh god, we came from fucking monkeys. I didn't come.
We're
from
far more intelligent than any of the species before us. You'd think there'd be a slow but steady evolution of intelligence, but we don't see it. It's as if humans suddenly appeared. Dr. Ellis Silver wrote a book about this jump.
It's crazy. The jump in evolution is nuts, man. I mean, more people should talk about that. You know.
I mean, how have we not found the missing link?
Wow.
We found everything else.
I mean, we've never even found the missing brain from like JFK that splattered all over his link. You know?
Oh god, that one's fun. That's. I mean, I didn't
evolution.
shoot him, so.
What's that?
I didn't shoot him. That's my profile picture. Lee Harvey Oswald with sunglasses.
That's why I brought it up.
I didn't do it.
I know. You were framed. You're a patsy.
I know. Then they fucking. I was just going to watch a fucking movie, and they just come in there and start attacking me, and then say I killed the president. Pieces of shit.
In his book, Humans Are Not From Earth, his theory says that humans were brought here by aliens. And whether brought here or created here, the theory says humans were genetically engineered using alien DNA. Dr. Silver claims that humans are not well suited to Earth's environment, while every other animal is. Why did we lose our fur? Human skin is very sensitive to sunlight and UV radiation.
Eric Dwight didn't lose his fur.
This is the thing that I always wondered. Is like humans, if we evolved on this planet, why would we evolve to be more susceptible to the fucking sun?
Well, so our eye shapes, right, have evolved to facilitate being in certain environments. Like the reason why Asians and stuff have their, have the what do they call it, the mandible fold or some shit like that, is because of their environment. It helps protect their eyes from the sun. So I forget, there was a racist guy that was going all through this. I'd have to go back and find the video. But other than that, I mean, white dudes are white because we don't get a lot of sun where we came from.
It's interesting. All right, I got it, Crazy Cat.
What is it?
It's another video.
Oh.
If we spend too much time in the sun, it leads to serious diseases, especially skin cancer. No other animals get sunburned. Mammals have fur or thick skin. Fish scales, even birds' feathers, all offer protection from the sun. Sure, pigs, elephants, and even reptiles can get burned, but they protect themselves by rolling around in mud or changing their skin. Now we have sunblock, but what did humans do to protect their skin 100,000 years ago? Also, humans are more susceptible to illness, disease, and birth disorders than other animals. I have 2 cats. I've had cats for years. I can't remember them ever getting sick. Buddy eventually got sick, but then he died. For 14 years, he never had so much as a cold. Now, I know cats, dogs, and animals do get sick, but not at the rate humans do. Dr. Silver mentions that humans tend to crave food that's bad for us. Salt, sugar, fat, carbs. We're surrounded by vegetables, nuts, and fruit, but most people would rather have a cheeseburger, fries, and a milkshake. I know I would. Back pain is another reason Dr. Silver thinks humans are not from Earth.
You got a bag of chips or a bag of carrots? What are you going for?
Oh, chips every time.
Only way you don't is if you keep them the fuck out of your house, right?
I mean, I'm pretty good, but I do keep stuff like
now.
that around because if I get a craving, and I'm the type of person that if I get a craving flung on me, I'll eat everything in the house trying to fulfill that craving, where it'd be probably less calories and less detrimental if I just ate a small bag of chips.
Now, hey, Crazy Cat, you got to understand, like, the whole point is he's here to give you the story that's been passed down, and then he tells you why he might or might not believe what you just watched. He's not just a believer, Jim, right? That's why I like JJ. He's like, yeah, this one don't make no sense, or yeah, this one's got some teeth. Johnny Scab, sir, how are you, sir?
Hello there, puppet.
Hello, Johnny.
Hello, Muppet.
Well, hello, Katie. Did I'm
Hello there, Katie.
I'm glad I showed up on your show last night. I thought you were going to lose your mind. You were laughing so hard. It was so cool. Wow, it was so fun.
He claims we're not designed for Earth's gravity. It's too heavy. He believes we evolved on a planet with lower gravity.
Like Nibiru.
Right. The Anunnaki were very human-like, but they were about twice our height, 12 to 15 feet tall. This would indicate they evolved on a planet with lower gravity than Earth. He presents a very compelling case backed up by science. I linked to his book below. It's believed that Homo sapiens first emerged about 300,000 years ago. This is exactly the time of the Ajiji Rebellion. So back to the first man, Adamu. The Anunnaki also created a female, Hiva, so they could...
When I get that feeling, I want sexual healing. Sexual healing. It's good for me. Continue.
The Anunnaki needed humans to procreate on their own, and they did, often. The Anunnaki guided this new race for a few hundred years. The population grew to thousands. The Anunnaki taught the new humans all the skills they needed to maintain the city, build homes, plant and harvest crops. But most importantly, the Anunnaki gave humans the skills to mine gold.
Yeah, Anunnaki.
The Anunnaki were so pleased with their creation that they allowed humans to visit their sacred garden, Eden.
So, Adamu and Hiva in the Garden of Eden, eh?
According to ancient Sumerian writing, yes.
Sounds familiar.
Yep, there is a lot of the Anunnaki story in every major religion in the world.
What's that?
Kevin says here, did this guy say animals don't get sick? No, he said they do get sick, but just not at the frequency of humans.
Yeah. Humans get sick a lot.
Yes.
I get sick of a lot of humans.
Now, here's one thing we don't know. We don't know if a dog or a cat or whatever is not feeling as well as they normally do because they can't communicate that to us, right? We don't know. I mean, we can say, oh, man, he's sleeping a little more today than he does normally. He might have a cold, but we don't know.
Yeah. Here's the thing, Kevin. How many of those diseases, avian flu, swine flu, mad cow disease, heartworm, how many of that stuff is because of stuff that we were fucking around with in a lab?
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah, it's not that they had it. They got it, right? Like we passed it on to them.
Yeah. We did something and gave it to them, you know, like there's kind of a history of that happening, you know. Recent history.
But like I have 5 dogs. And I've had dogs my entire life. I don't recall them having a cold. I've never had a dog die of cancer. They just die of natural, their cells gave up finally. They died, right? Or they got hit by a car or something stupid. Like one of my dogs got killed by a car, dude. Ugh. First day in our house, I go to work, and my one golden retriever, Scout, or Luke, was chasing Bo. You know, Bo and Luke from the Dukes of Hazzard. So Bo got across the highway, and then fucking Luke was right behind him and got fucking killed. It was sad as hell. And Goldens are so loyal, dude. And you're like, oh no.
You know, it makes sense that the Anunnaki and the Gigi wouldn't have fur because their planet is so far away from the sun. It doesn't get the radiation that our planet does.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at him. Humans are apes that got bred with Anunnaki. We're experiments. Yeah, we ain't from this place. We're not natural from this planet. If evolution's a true thing, Jim, we would have more of us would look like Eric July.
That's what I said earlier.
Right? Andrew, you fucking had to walk to your real estate agent to get a key? What the fuck? You don't have like why does your real estate agent have a key?
Yeah, why do they still have a key to your house?
Good Lord.
They should have gave all those to you at closing.
Does he also have your fucking guns? What the fuck?
Jesus.
Yeah, dog and my aunt got hit by a car, Kevin. Yep. But the dog died. My aunt lived. So, you're renting. No. Like, not the realtor. The landlord should have the key, not the well, maybe it's a commercial property or whatever.
Property manager. A lot of real estate agents do property management.
Oh yeah. Well, I don't consider rats as a pet. I don't need guns when I can. Yeah. Yeah. And you can fucking propaganda. Oh shit. I think there's a chance we came here from a different planet previously settled by our root race. Yeah, I think so. It doesn't make sense. And this whole argument he was making, Jim, about why we are so sensitive to our environment is fucking weird, right? Like
it is weird.
It's weird.
And a lot of dogs do get cancer now, but I think it's because of the food we feed them, all the processed food they get.
Yeah.
Basically, and so basically that's why our cancer rates in humans, how they went up from all the processed food. So it's probably the same shit.
Yeah, I had a dog die a year ago of cancer, just out of the blue, and I started doing research into that, and I'm about 98% sure that it's all the processed food.
Yep.
So
that's why we need to get Bobby Kennedy into the White House with Trump. He's going to solve it.
Or I'll just feed my next dog a normal, raw sort of carnivore style diet. I ate a steak, they eat a steak. No big deal. We just eat steaks all the time. Steak.
World. But now we run into a problem.
I got the link, Katie.
Humans didn't look like apes at all. They looked pretty much like Anunnaki, just smaller. And human women were beautiful.
Uh-oh. That always means trouble.
One of these women caught the eye of Enki, the Anunnaki ruler of the city Eridu.
Yeah, and there it is. Hey, Enki, her eyes are up here.
But relationships between Anunnaki, Ajiji, and humans were strictly forbidden.
Don't sleep with the help.
Oh, come on, that's rude.
I'm serious. You get in trouble when you party with your employees. Just ask Arnold and Ben Affleck.
So Enki broke the law and had a relationship with a human woman. From this relationship, a child was born, a boy named Adapa. Until now, humans were...
Adapa. I've never heard of this guy before, Adapa. I thought it was going to have like a name like Gilgamesh or something.
Yeah, or Noaka or something.
Yeah.
Were very simple, docile beings. Intelligent enough to do the work the Anunnaki needed, but not intelligent enough to complain about it. The birth of Adapa changed everything. He was part human, part Anunnaki. He was extremely intelligent. He married a woman named Atiti.
Atiti?
Atiti.
What'd I say?
From the family of Adapa began a new line of highly intelligent humans, and they started asking questions. They inherited the Anunnaki's desire for gold and for power. But there was a bigger problem. Another trait emerged in this new line of intelligent humans, a trait that would shape the future of our entire species. That new trait was violence.
Uh-oh.
In just a few years...
I wonder if they found that a certain group of them were more violent than others.
And it was probably only 13% of the planet, right?
Maybe. Could have been. Probably then it was probably less.
Yeah. Yeah, but they were still probably committing like, I don't know,
80% crime.
48% of the violence.
48.
Mm-hmm.
That number's not right, dude. There ain't a whole lot of fucking white on white crime going on around here.
Yeah, but there's way more than white people though.
Yeah, I understand.
There's other races.
Every night in Chicago on a Friday or Saturday that 50 people get killed, there ain't 50 fucking wives killing their husbands that weekend.
Yeah, but that's a sample size of one place though. You got to talk about the broad spectrum of the entire country. It's the last statistics was 13 committing 48%.
No, it's actually more than that. It's because they broke it down actually by gender and race.
Well, yeah,
the numbers are astonishing.
Astronomical. Yes.
Yeah, if you realize the gender difference, then it's a lot lower, committing a lot more. Yeah.
No, actually, the numbers, I saw a chart, and there was numbers saying that actually the females of one group commit murders at a higher rate than the males of a more predominant group.
Yeah, I saw that same chart.
Yeah.
It
was
and it was
crazy.
wild, wasn't it?
It was wild.
Let's see Katie have a very, very nice moment last night. This is good.
Okay.
Here we go.
When you guys were watching Ninja Scroll, were you guys watching the dub version?
I was watching the dub because
Okay.
I couldn't get the Jap part. I was having a hard time watching the damn thing as it is.
Just call it the Jap part.
What?
Oh my
I was trying to get a damn link to the Jap part, and it's some bitch.
Because I recognize a voice. Because I recognize a voice. Of that kid. That the girl meets. I recognize his voice, and it was the voice actor of Robin from the Teen Titans cartoon.
Oh, really? He did the voice of that? I don't remember that.
Just listen to his voice again.
Oh, yeah, you talking about the series or the movie?
The series.
Oh, okay.
Damn.
Oh my God.
That's some bitch. I just couldn't.
Another gifted.
Jesus,
I
Dave.
can't even. You know what? At least Dave.
We appreciate it. Maybe she can find the Blu-ray with that damn Jap part.
She meant Japroid, exactly, Kevin.
Oh my God. Okay. Well, you know what? Dave's not a Jap because he gifted 10 memberships. Thank you so much, Dave. I really appreciate it.
Don't worry about it, Dave. Don't worry about it.
You're on my property now, Jap boy. Oh, I was just getting the Japs now. Getting the Japs to work for.
Hey, if it becomes everybody, then Katie won't be racist anymore because it'll be everyone.
Yeah, she'll own everyone. She'll be an equal opportunity.
Yeah, equal opportunity. I mean, yeah, she's breaking some kind of law, but at least she's not, racist, right?
Get your ass over here, Jap boy.
Roshi, go get that cotton now.
Going back 80 years for that one.
Yeah, my face.
Oh my God. Oh my God, I can't breathe.
How much you gonna sell those Japs for? How much the Japs are running? I might want a few Japs to work for me.
Oh, God. Y'all can say you don't want to know. Oh, you don't want to know.
2 mules and a horse.
Katie was just having a hard time finding a certain style of anime.
Oh my God. Sorry.
Almost killed Katie.
Oh my God. I'm about dying.
Killed Katie.
I know.
I'm
I have
dying.
a co-hosting job. I have to go back to the BTM slums.
Who's gonna put these slaves in their place? If Katie's not there.
Dave's gonna give me
What we'll
shit
do-
when I'm in his chat again.
We'll build an AI Katie, and I'll do the voice for it. So,
Oh God. Oh God. You gonna say Jap?
Look here,
You
Jack
know the
boys.
Jap part?
That part?
Sounds like
I don't
Roll
know.
from Ed, Ed, and Eddie.
That's what I call it.
boy.
A Jap. I mean, I know it's sub, but I mean it's
Say that in Ed's voice
Japanese.
from Ed, Ed, and Eddie.
You're
Or Wolf's
talking in
voice.
Japanese. Stimulated, like I can't, like I'm just basics, man, just basics, simple,
I got
basic.
you.
Just
I knew it when you said it. Nobody else even picked up on it, and I just went, "Wait a minute." I know.
Yeah, I
it's
didn't
you,
hear
man.
that.
All I know
Oh,
is
God.
that
We
all I
finally
know is
broke
that
Katie.
I am offended for the Japs. I am offended. I am appalled.
Ruby, shut up. The Japs are going to show up here. The owned, proud, what is it? Owned
The own
Jap
Jap boys
people.
of America. Thanks, Dave.
Oh shit, that was fun. Good one, Katie. Matt Barr's gonna have a field day with that, you bigot. Katie the bigot, Jap hater.
It was so fucking funny. She goes, "Yeah, I just couldn't find the Jap part one." I'm like, "Wait, what?" Nobody heard it. And I'm like, "Katie, what the fuck are you talking about?"
Red Scorpion, I couldn't get the Jap part. Boomers watching undubbed anime for the first time. I try to watch that show. It's so hard because I have no fucking clue what they're talking about. But when I tuned in then, and it was so fucking, Katie was just like, it was the purest, like, you know, like it's not a fake laugh at all. It's just pure, like oh, it's just funny. Like, I love that shit.
If you pay attention to the show, a lot of people will be, the other panelists will be saying something. I'll hear Katie say something a little funny or a little off the wall, and I'll catch her on it, and they won't even hear us. And I'll make a joke that Katie hears, and she'll just die. She is one of the funniest people to co-host with. It's so great
because she can laugh at herself.
Yeah,
it's smart, right?
it's
Like,
so
yeah. She's, it's like us. I mean, we're self-deprecating idiots. We're not perfect people.
I am. I take myself way too seriously.
Hey, I need the Jap part. Every hillbilly in the van started looking for parts for the used Toyota because their truck gets shit gas mileage.
It's so
Wow.
fucking funny.
He can't claim us for this. We've made this very well. You might hate us because we're Jap bigots now. And we're watching like, you do know the best part about this whole thing, Stimulated, is he lets the goldfish say what he can't on YouTube.
Oh yeah.
It's fucking masterful that he does this. Like, he knows he can't say those words, but this animated guy next to me can say shit, and it's not him saying it. It's fucking brilliant.
Yeah, I noticed that earlier with the Trump joke that he did.
He does it all the time, dude. He talks about the big the three-letter agencies all the time, Jim, right? You know?
Yeah.
It's really good. Really good. And it's also great that JJ does have experience in performance, because he really knows how to react to this inanimate object, right? Like, he knows the cue. It's really good. He gives the right facial expressions. You actually think he's talking to somebody. Like,
yeah,
he tells it pretty good. And when you watch enough of these fucking videos, you're like, And this video is super long for him. Most of his are 25 to 35 minutes long. And, he talks about a lot of UFO stuff. He talks about a lot of stuff he debunks. Like,
I prefer a longer video though, because a lot of times.
Me too. I hate fucking having to change the goddamn video every 22 minutes. Fucking
Yeah, especially like today when I was trimming the hedges around the fence or whatever. I just put on a podcast, on YouTube. I put on Real Life Lore and was listening about U.S. bases all around the world. And so if I can go do something for an hour and not have to keep changing.
Fair enough, Crazy Cat. Fair enough, but at least isn't a puppeteer with another person, like they're both behind the stage moving the puppet? I mean, they're actually talking to each other. I think. I mean, I haven't been to a puppet show in fucking 45 years, so I don't know.
Yeah, I don't spend a lot of time in places that have puppet shows, so I couldn't really tell you.
I do want to make that trek out to Casa Bonita one day, though, Jim. I do want to see that one day.
Casa Bonita.
It's $42 million they spent to fucking rebuild that place.
Welcome to Casa Bonita.
Yeah, they had a budget of $20 million, and then the whole place had to be redone.
Yeah, I saw like a documentary or something they did.
Pretty good,
yeah,
man. It's actually pretty good documentary. But
Yeah.
I would say watch the other documentary if you have your choice of the two. Watch the one about Harry Potter's stunt double that got paralyzed.
Okay.
It's so good, dude.
I like the other South Park documentary, 7 Days to Air. Have you ever seen that one?
That's great. That's great. Yes.
Oh God, it's so good.
Yeah, like they're recording with 5 minutes left to go before the deadline. It's fucking crazy, Jim. Have you seen that documentary? Jim got bored. He wants to watch Hecklefish talk.
I just,
What were you eating?
Nothing.
Oh, I forgot. I brought food outside.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Damn Blackroyd.
Dan Blackwood, where's he been all night? He. I don't want to assume genders.
Oh, Dan's a full-grown man. Yes, for sure.
Well, that profile picture looks a little Medea. So.
No, this is one persona. He's got multiple. He's a man of the world.
Okay, yeah, not judging. I was just, I wanted to be polite. It's 2024.
He's always welcome on the show, but like, he's probably working now. It's like his work day today because he's Australia,
Oh God, yeah, he's in the Annunaki mines.
Yeah, go ahead, Jim.
For years, the first generation submissive humans were gone. Some were murdered, but most just died out. The new humans had no interest in mating with them, but they still were interested in mating.
Get up, get up, get up, get up. Let's make love tonight.
Against the orders of the Anunnaki, these new, intelligent, violent humans procreated a lot.
Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, because you do it right.
Soon the city of Eridu was overrun. It could no longer sustain the human population. People were killing each other for food. The violence was out of control. Enlil was especially annoyed by the constant disturbance of humans. He decided to lessen the population by sending a series of plagues. First drought, then pestilence, and then famine. After each of these plagues, the humans appealed to the god who made them, Enki. He helped ease their suffering and return the earth to its natural state. By now, the Anunnaki had enough gold to heal their planet, and the humans had become a nuisance. The Anunnaki cast them out of Eden and out of Eridu, and from there, the human race spread around the world. But not all humans left. Some stayed and had relationships with several Anunnaki. The children born of these relationships were extremely powerful demigods. Legendary figures like Gilgamesh, Samson, Hercules, and Perseus were the offspring of Anunnaki human unions. But some humans had relationships with the Igigi. These unions did not produce.
Yes. So.
Some humans were slumming it?
Maybe. No, I don't know. I mean, like, maybe the Igigi had relations with humans against their will?
Yeah.
Because those things didn't look like anything that was like, hey, what's up?
Yeah, I couldn't think of a good-looking Igigi,
Yeah.
I think they all probably looked like Blair White.
Maybe.
Produce heroes. They produced monsters. These offspring were a race of giants called the Nephilim. They were cruel and brutal. They tormented and tortured humans.
I mean, that looks like, look at, he's got spikes coming out of his arms. Like he's getting ready to fight Superman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in many cases, they ate them.
Nephilim episode, link below.
Meanwhile, mankind flourished. Human settlements became cities, and cities became empires. Humans conquered all four corners of the earth. It was a prosperous, if not decadent time. But the human race didn't know their world was about to change. drastically. It first appeared in the night sky like any other star, but as the weeks passed, the object grew brighter and larger. Humans were confused and growing concerned. They had no.
Wow, it's almost like a second moon was approaching.
That's in our orbit for 60 days, right?
Right.
Has anybody taken a picture of this fucking thing?
No.
Yeah, the story died on the vine, didn't it?
We have commented, Crazy Cat. Like some of it's not good. The AI art isn't that great in some of the pictures, but the effects, like he did that early effect, Jim, where we're like, holy shit, that looks great. This looks great. I mean, this is why if he strikes you as a channel, you go, well, I guess like it takes some time to make these videos. He used to be more on time with his videos, but now like he does a lot of compilation stuff on off weeks. So, and he doesn't live stream. Like he used to do an episode and then the next night do a live stream to talk about the episode. He doesn't do that anymore.
He's built his following. He's making money off his backlog now.
I guess, but dude,
It takes time to make these videos. You got to research them. You got to film
well,
it. You got to write a
writing
script.
them. He's got a whole staff. They go on the show when he does live streams and they talk about the research they had to do.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I thought he did it all himself.
No. He's got a fucking staff, dude. That and
I'm not even subscribed to him, and I'm positive he has a staff. It would take him a year.
Yeah.
To do all this research and editing.
Well, I know it took Maddox 8 years to do his
all of his research and editing. Yeah.
The guy lives in Vegas. He said he sometimes, dude, he looks exhausted. Like there's so much work they're putting into I'm sure he does 50 fucking takes to get this shit right for every video. So that's awesome because in a year and a half, he has actual paid advertisements in his videos. So you can't get around it whether you're a sub or not, or you have a YouTube membership. You're going to watch a fucking video or a goddamn ad in his videos no matter what. Because
but they're produced.
Yeah, but they're live. So you can't get right. So he's in a year and a half, got 5 million subs. Every video does, 1 to 2 million views. He does like his last release last week was a 4-hour and 29-minute fucking video on the previous videos he did that made him a believer. Like these are the things since I've been doing this that have made me believe in a lot of this woo-woo stuff. And it's cool.
I believe in the woo-woo stuff because in Jim I trust.
Is he? I don't think he's making shit up because he's not putting his take on it.
Yeah, no, he doesn't make anything up.
He's just reading
takes what other people have said. He's taking
down.
things, he researches it. All the stuff he's saying is from the Sumerian tablets.
Mm-hmm.
Billy Carson.
And he does debunk a lot of stuff he talks about, guys. Like legit debunks it. Like no fucking way did this happen.
No idea what this object was, but the Anunnaki did. It was their home. Nibiru takes 3,600 years to orbit the sun, but its orbit is highly elliptical, so Nibiru travels way beyond Pluto, nearly to the Kuiper Belt, then swings all the way back through the inner solar system. During this time, it comes very close to the Earth, so the Anunnaki started packing. They had enough gold to heal their atmosphere. There's no reason to stay on Earth anymore. Besides, when Nibiru got close to the Earth, they did not want to be on the surface.
Yeah, this sounds ominous.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be bad.
How bad?
Well, imagine every disaster movie you've ever seen rolled into one cataclysmic event.
Okay, that's bad.
It's actually way worse.
Yeah, but what about the humans?
Oh, after Nibiru passes by the Earth, there won't be any humans left.
Oh no.
Have you noticed too, Jim? If you go back and watch his earlier videos, how
the farmer was startled awake. The sun was just rising over the mountains in the east.
The old Simpsons actors' voices were shit compared to later. Same with Hecklefish. Look at this AI art.
Same with South Park.
This is a real guy from back then. That's how
Yeah.
they looked.
He copied that from the Sumerian tablets.
Yeah,
always got restless.
There was a Polaroid attached
in the tablets. Yeah, it was stuck in the middle.
Sunrise, eagerly awaiting their breakfast. But the animals were more than restless. They were going crazy. His wife groaned and rolled over as he launched himself out of bed. When he got to his barn, the farmer was shocked. His horses were literally screaming to get out of their stalls. One broke its neck trying to break free. His sheep were running in unison like a flock of birds, making a large circle within the pen. Occasionally, one would break off and throw itself against the stone corral. A few injured sheep...
Now, I don't know if anyone's ever seen animals do act like that when there's a storm or something coming.
Oh, dude, if it's raining outside and there's thunder, my dogs fucking go for cover. Like they know. Don't fuck with nature. Like,
and I don't know if you've ever been in any earthquakes, but generally, like, a dog will act crazy like 8 to 12 hours before the earthquake. How the fuck do they know there's an earthquake coming?
Because they're from this planet. They're actually from this planet. We're not. Like, we don't know. We're just shocked. And whereas all the animals on the planet, they've already ran for cover a day ago. You're like, where'd the fucking birds go? Oh, shit. There's a goddamn hurricane today stimulated. Fuck. Those birds, they knew that shit was coming.
When that big hurricane, the hurricane last week was coming through, I was driving through.
Bad. I just said it was AI. I didn't say it was bad AI art. It's like I couldn't make an AI do something that good. Every time I put something into the AI art, I go, fuck, this is terrible. I don't put enough words in the description. And sometimes when I put the words in, they go, oh, we can't produce what you're asking for. Oh, okay. All right.
My goldfish knows a lot, Dan Black, right? It's just he forgets it in 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you got one of them fucking tamed animals. So like the goldfishes, they've all been manipulated to live longer in stupid little bowls rather than grow into koi in a nice pond and be a legitimate fish. Yeah, they say that about ants. Ants are psychic because they sense disasters. Like, they've been here forever. They fucking know what's going on, dude. Like cockroaches, right, Jim? Haven't cockroaches been around forever, supposedly? The little motherfucker. But if they're that bad,
cockroaches aren't bad. We've just given them a stigma because they show up around filth.
Right.
Like they eat filth.
Are they taking care of your fucking negligence as a human when they show up?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Okay.
But it's a stigma that we've created because of the way we now control our environment. You know what I mean?
It's racist adjacent art, but
every time I do AI art, I try to get it to make racist art, and then it gives me that little thing.
What I want to know is how to take my intro song that Soup made for me and put that song into an AI video creator and let it make a video, because every time I put it in there, there's that fucking lyrics page on the screen.
Yeah.
And it uses that as a video. I just want to take the words and put it in it and let the AI make it. But
do you not you probably don't, because you weren't real big in Tony's chat. But there's a guy who's in his chat, I'm in a couple group chats with, named Jan Ong. And he has a whole YouTube channel where he does that.
Jin Wong?
Right
no, not Jun Wong.
Oh.
Jan, Jan Ong.
That's fake news.
No, I swear to God. He has a whole YouTube.
There's only one.
Jun Wong, I guarantee you's been in chats with him. Because I always got him confused when I first started hanging out with that group.
You know what the problem is? I treat the AI creation part like I do my everyday speech when I email people. I do bullet points. I don't do great descriptions. And I think I need to learn the language to talk to the AI. So
the more detailed the prompt.
Yeah, I need to figure that part out. Jan is real. All right. Jean is real. Or is it Jan? John? I mean,
it's Jan. He's from the Philippines. Jan Ong.
Jan Ong. Cool.
Yeah.
That and the way
limped around the
contributes to roaches populations. Yes.
Yeah, like the
At least
reason
two
why
were dead.
trailers got cockroaches is because their favorite food, or one of their most favorite foods, is the glue that's in between the pressboard walls.
Yep.
It literally attracts them. So,
because glue's made from horses.
It was madness. The farmer didn't know what caused the sudden alarm, but he was sure it had something to do with the object in the sky. His village first noticed it months ago when a new light appeared in the night sky. It looked like a star, as the sky gods called it. But the sky gods were gone now. After the new star appeared, they boarded great chariots that took them to the heavens. His people were on their own now. The object no longer looked like a star. It was almost the size of the moon. And like the moon, the farmer could see features on the great disk. Clouds were visible. He could see mountains and oceans.
Wow, look, it's
But
spinning.
unlike the moon, the object was visible during the day, constant and oppressive. He knew it was getting larger, or was it getting closer? It was difficult to tell. The farmer jumped when a flock of birds suddenly and loudly took flight. He scanned the forest and horizon beyond, and it seemed like every bird in the world had taken to the air. But there were no songs being sung. The birds were screeching. Then
The birds were screeching. Well, I mean,
they were being a bunch of Karens. I mean, this was biblical Karen time. Yeah. No pet horses safe. Yes. Yeah, I know, Dan Blackroyd. This guy named Ben Togel from Austria loves to send me pictures of his fucking horse meat sandwiches all the time. What the fuck? He goes, it's delicious. I go, this is America, dude.
oh, I have
We
to
don't-
answer
we
Dan
don't-
Blackray. He's
we don't-
trying to make a comment about every bird in the world. See, what you don't realize, Dan, is the Earth was much smaller back then. It didn't grow yet.
It wasn't growing yet.
Yeah, so they could see all the birds. They were right there, and then it grew. And they could.
Kevin-
Now you can't because
What is this first person account based on? Isn't this written on the tablets, Jim?
yeah, it's on the tablets.
Yep. Just ask our
It's all in there. The Epic of Gilgamesh, the Tablet of Thoth, the Egyptian Thoth tablet, the Emerald Tablet of Thoth, the Dead Sea Scrolls, the Book of Enoch. Yeah, it's all there. It's
There's
the
so much that we don't
Yama
even-
Rama Dama Lama in China and
yeah,
India
that one's a good one.
Elemental. There's so much shit we don't eat in America because of reasons that is supposedly delicious.
the Estramuthpura of South America.
Ben Togel loves that fucking horse meat. Birds aren't like, oh dude, the whole birds aren't real thing. It's so funny. Like, that's like the flat earth thing. Like it's a good topic to talk about, but my God. I mean,
they seem pretty real when I shoot them with my pellet gun. So
Yes, the Alabama Ding Dong.
you didn't find a fucking receiver in there with
no,
nothing.
no, it's when I took the feathers and stuff off, and
And you cut
threw
it up
on my
for dinner?
and put it on my smoker. I didn't I didn't find a camera, and I didn't accidentally nosh down on one. So
You must have been eating squirrel. You thought it was a bird.
maybe you know how we are down here.
The woods play tricks on your brain, dude.
That's you know how we are. Alabama don't know our birds from our squirrels.
Then he felt it, a vibration. At first he thought it was his body trembling, but then realized the ground beneath his feet was trembling. The farmer felt the sound before he heard it, a hum so deep it was barely there, but the sound caused a wave of sickness to wash over him. He dropped to his knees to vomit when the world started tearing itself apart. He had experienced earthquakes before, some very powerful and frightening. Nothing compared to this. The ground shook and rolled like a boat at sea. Over his shoulder, he saw the barn crumble. He wondered how many of his horses were killed. He hoped his favorite horse survived. He wanted to run over and save what animals he could, but the tremor would not allow him to stand. Then his house collapsed. The farmer vomited again, knowing his wife and 3 children were still sleeping there. He hoped they slept through their death. They didn't. He heard his wife screaming from the rubble. He heard the wail of an infant. Then he heard himself screaming. But those sounds were suddenly overwhelmed by a great rumble as the ground lurched forward. The stone corral tumbled. Animals were knocked off their feet. Deafening thunder came next, but louder than any thunder he'd ever heard. The farmer covered his ears, but it was no help. What he couldn't hear, he could feel. He looked to the west. There was the grassy hill with the large olive tree. As far as he knew,
large. How did they know it was an olive tree?
The bananas hanging off of it.
I thought it was a grapefruit, but whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
Knew the tree had been
Jack
there forever.
grapefruit sounds
The
awesome.
graves of his parents and their parents were in the shade of that tree. He thought his grave might be there soon. Then from over that ridge, he saw what seemed to be mountains of fire. Flaming stones as big as houses were launched into the sky, through the clouds, and into the heavens. Hundreds of them, thousands maybe. Dark smoke billowed from something in that direction, and before he knew it, the blue sky had turned black. The morning sun had disappeared. But at least he didn't have to look at the great disk anymore. He finally got to his feet and staggered toward his house. All he could hear was the growl of the earth, but he knew his wife was still alive. If he could just get to her, maybe he could... Then, a hot coal landed beside him, the kind he'd seen in ovens at the market. It was bright red and aflame. Then another coal landed nearby, this one a bit larger.
Never
they hissed as they burned in the tall
coal.
grass. He then realized the rocks of fire that were launched into the heavens were coming home. Soon stones made of fire were crashing all around him, and they were getting bigger. The barn disappeared in a hail of fire. On the ground, he saw the shadows. The stones were definitely getting larger, and they were bigger than houses, much bigger. The farmer stopped when one of the large shadows found him.
Not bigger than my
He knew
house.
what was next. He said a prayer as the faint shadow in the grass grew larger and darker. He heard an approaching scream as the shadow spilled across his entire farm. Then everything went black.
That's what happens when you burn the coal. You pay the toll.
The fisherman was working frantically. The great disk in the sky was shaking the earth, and buildings were crumbling as if made of sand. He lashed ropes around a wooden pike to hold his boat in place. The waves were growing bigger, and his boat was thrashing
Jim,
violently.
Jim.
He hoped his knot...
This has happened. Like, this is not fiction. Like, this has actually happened. Like, this might be a story that he's telling, but this has happened. Like, we are in a big ass fucking universe where shit's flying around all the time, and something's going to hit us every once in a while, and it's going to fucking cause a lot of problems. Ask the fucking Siberian goddamn forest from what, 1912 or something, Jim, when that shit hit there.
Tunguska.
Yeah. Thank God it hit there for those people, because there would have been no way to fight World War I if it would have hit their fucking populated areas. I mean, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. It would have been nice if it would have hit the commies.
Yeah.
Oh man, imagine if it would have hit Hitler, you know, when he was being raised as a little nice Jewish boy. Oh, I'm sorry, a little nice banker. I'm just
You mean
kidding.
Stalin?
All of them. They all loved the bankers when they were getting their loans from them. But once they had to pay back the loan, that banker was a greedy piece of shit. God.
Well, yeah.
1908. Okay, 1908. Yeah, I knew it was early 1900s when that happened. It was only off like, a leap year. Well, Too White, we're actually trying to pause it enough to where maybe JJ doesn't go, you guys are stealing my shit, like that retard that's on Twitter or Twitch every day. What's his name, Jim? That streams 9 hours a day and just play other people's content and doesn't do any commentary.
That's like all of them. Destiny, Hassan
Piker. Yeah, him. That piece of shit. We don't want JJ to think we don't have any thoughts on this, because even look at this. This is actually really cool. Like, I could never do this, Jim. I could not. Like, I'm thinking to myself, where did he find this clip? No, somebody in his office took the time to make this.
Yeah, they typed in the prompts.
But they knew how to do it. Like, I don't know how to do it. And then they had to edit it into the actual conversation that he's having.
Yeah. Now that's difficult.
Yeah. Yeah, we're watching.
Would hold. Occasionally, a brick made of fire would drop from the sky and land in the water with an angry hiss. The fisherman was more confused than frightened. The morning was clear and peaceful, and the fish were biting. He was going to make a fortune at the market, but the storm had cut his trip short. Now a blanket of darkness covered the earth, and the wind was howling. Soon the wind's howl became a roar, and rain thrashed so violently that the drops left painful welts in his skin. The earth had been shaking for hours, or was it just minutes? He couldn't tell. When the small houses in the village fell, countless lives were lost, but there were some survivors. They were making their way to the caves nearby. The tremors made it slow going, but the fishermen was
built for this. Like,
yeah,
weren't just caves. It was an entire cave system that would let them eat, breathe fresh air, and hold, what, 20,000 people? That's the one that they found. It's fucking unbelievable. AJ started using AI. Yeah. It's like, he's got a little AI crazy. Kevin, stop.
Yeah, disasters. People stock up on food. He was going to sell it all.
He was going to make a ton of cash. Like, I got a boatload of fish.
Sure they'd make it. A gust of wind felt like a shove that knocked the fisherman off his feet. But the shove continued and continued. The wind was so strong, the man was pinned to the ground, face painfully pushing into the sand. Any houses that survived the quake would not survive this gale. He was being pelted with sand and debris, and boats that weren't tied down sailed through the air, exploding into splinters when they landed. He once again hoped that naught would hold. He managed to get to his feet as soil and dust whirled around him. He couldn't see more than 2 paces in any direction. Unsure of where to go, he followed the sound of a child crying. But that child sounded so far, far away. Then, as if the sky gods had commanded it, the wind and rain stopped. Debris fell to the ground as if dropped by the god's hands. The earth stopped trembling, though he could still feel a rumble somewhere down deep. It could be the sound of hell itself. He saw a few stragglers wearing heavy packs on their way to the caves. Behind him, he heard a familiar sound, the sound of a river. But there were no rivers near the village. He turned around and saw that the sea had all but disappeared. Water was rushing away at a ferocious speed. But to where? Soon the ocean was a field of mud that stretched to the horizon. His boat dangled from the wooden pike. The knot held. Thousands of fish wriggled and flopped in the wet sand where the ocean used to be. He thought this would be the greatest feast the birds would ever see. Then he realized there were no birds, not a single one. With the water gone, the only sound was that of fish flipping over and over again, slowly drowning in the air. The fisherman's eyes continued to the horizon. He saw a great...
Some agnostic reveal.
Gnostic. Yeah, that's what that Billy Carson is saying, that like Satan is that it was actually some, I don't know.
P. Diddy.
Yeah, something.
Yeah. Yeah, the tsunami's coming. Here comes the fucking wave from hell that nobody ever wants to see. It's amazing too,
White
Jim.
cloud.
Like there are so many tsunamis that happen around the world every 5 or 10 years that kill 50,000, 100,000 people, and they're like forgotten. Like, oh, like whatever. No, this shit happens all the fucking time. Like, how many people died in North Carolina?
100, 200, I think.
It's according to stuff I'm seeing, it's over 1,000, but they're holding back.
It's got to be at least 1,000 people, dude. The whole town was not leaving the town when that shit fucking destroyed. Like, that whole town is just fucking wood and goddamn foam floating down a water path. It's fucking crazy. No.
Outstretched from what?
Don't you do that, Kevin. We got 2 more videos coming up. I was going to watch that Salem's Lot movie tonight, but watch it tomorrow. Jim, watch the new Salem's Lot movie on Max. We'll talk about it tomorrow night. But don't watch it tonight, Kevin. Continue with us. We're going to have some fun. Because Cat sent us some good videos. This is a great video, guys. This is the lore that's thousands of years old. This is not 2020 stuff. This is stuff that's been written for generations that your teachers never wanted you to know about. This is why it's important. This video does not suck. It does not suck.
One end of the world to the other. He stood silently in awe. Then he realized it wasn't a cloud, it was a mountain, and it was growing. But how could it be a mountain? It was a mountain of water, a wave. The the biggest wave he'd ever seen, the biggest wave anyone had ever seen. As it approached, its crest pierced the clouds, taller than any mountain, higher than any bird could fly, bigger than anything the fisherman had ever seen. His father had taught him how to steady his boat when a big wave hits, but his father never mentioned a wave that touched the heavens. Soon, what little light seeped through the gloom was snuffed out by the shadow of the wall of water. The wave rushed ahead at great speed.
Right? Remember that movie 2012?
Yeah.
This is all of this stuff happening at the same time. I mean, the shit happens, guys. It does happen. Ask the people in Thailand or wherever that got fucking destroyed by that fucking.
That's the people in Nagasaki and Hiroshima. It happens.
Yeah, well, that was man. This is Mother Nature coming back at your ass. Like, fuck you. I'm gonna fuck this population up because you guys are stupid ass white people that want to enslave everybody.
Well, we don't know what color they were.
Yeah, seriously, calm down.
Oh, us white people. We are the worst.
Speak for yourself.
Well,
the man thought that not even the finest, fastest horse could outrun it. Within seconds, the wall of water was all he could see. It was coming. The man sighed and settled his breath. He'd been born by the sea, and he would die by the sea. This would be a good death. He closed his eyes, opened his arms wide, and smiled. In orbit, the Anunnaki watched the continents of the Earth sink beneath the ocean. Tiny islands, once the peaks of great mountains, appeared here and there, but there were too few for anyone to survive, for anything to survive. They knew the Great Flood was coming. Nibiru passes by the Earth every 3,600 years, but the distance varies. Sometimes Nibiru stays far outside the moon's orbit, and the effects on Earth are small. But sometimes, like this visit, Nibiru soared between the Earth and the moon at 40,000 miles per hour. The Anunnaki knew the Earth would be devastated. In the months prior, there was a lot of debate among the elder Anunnaki.
Is this a real thing? Like every 3,600 years, there's a planet that.
I don't think that's real, but I don't know. It could be. I think the timing. They think that the orbit is much larger than that.
Like
maybe every 12,000 years, maybe.
Okay, because that's when they tell us like every 12,000 years, shit gets fucked up on Earth. Yeah. And we're past that 12,000 years, 50, 100 to 200 years, right? Like it's 20 years
right.
because yeah. It's all fan fiction, Dave. It's not, Crazy Cat. It's factual. No, but the 3,600 year thing, it'd be crazy.
I think that was invented by Zachariah Sitchin.
Okay.
At first, they decided to let humanity perish. Enlil said that humans served their purpose, and now were nothing but a nuisance. A great flood was just what the Earth needed, a fresh start. But Enki had grown to love humans. Remember, he married a human woman. Enki offered Enlil and the other Anunnaki a compromise. The flood would come as planned, but one man and his family would be spared. Utnapishtim, a wise and good man. He and his wife and family would build a large boat.
An ark.
Yes, and on that boat, they would take the seeds of all living creatures. When the flood came, all life on Earth was destroyed. But Utnapishtim, his family, and the contents of his boat survived. Every day, Utnapishtim released birds to find land. One day, a raven did not return. He sailed in that direction. After a few days, the boat came to rest on an island that, as the waters receded, became a mountaintop. And now life, including humanity, would start again.
That's the story of Noah's Ark.
It is. But this version is from the Epic of Gilgamesh, written at least 3,000 years.
In every religion, ever. That is written history.
Some man was chosen or whatever.
There's a flood story in every religion. Like obviously stimulated. There was a lot of water on the planet that fucked some people up.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, we've been talking about it off and on all night. Just look at what happened to North Carolina and Eastern Tennessee in a day. So imagine 40 days. I'll give you a great example. The hurricane that came through here, it rained for 2 days straight. And I mean, every tree just toppled over. And you're talking about massive flooding and everything.
Yeah.
So.
And it's like, it's raining, but you don't understand. It's raining like 6 inches an hour. Like the expanding Earth cannot take that much fucking water.
Especially when it's raining men.
Oh man. It's raining men. Hallelujah. They used that to give Air July's comics texture. That's ancient Braille. Yeah, of course it is. All right, go ahead, Jim.
Earlier, and the story's probably much older than that. Every culture and religion on Earth has a flood myth, which are all very similar to the Sumerian flood myth. Some cultures tell the identical story just with different names. So mankind is reborn. But this time, the Anunnaki put in some safeguards. They shortened the human lifespan. They made us more susceptible to illness. They made childbirth dangerous for both mother and child. They would not let the human population get out of control.
Oh, Bill Gates and the World Economic Forum would be proud.
They would.
You're gonna live in a pod and eat bugs, you know.
I am not eating bugs.
Worms are pretty good.
I like sushi.
Your jibe cuts me, sir. It cuts me to the quick.
Soon, new settlements and villages emerged, but all of humanity's previous knowledge was lost to the sea. They were back to the Stone Age. Enki and even Enlil were impressed by the resilience of man and decided to visit the settlements. The Anunnaki descended from the heavens and rose from the seas to give people the gift of civilization.
Jim.
Humans are taught reading and writing.
This is why it makes no sense when our archaeologists tell us all those years ago these different cultures were not talking to each other because they didn't know how to go from one place to the other. They couldn't sail across this ocean. They couldn't do this, but they're all building the same structures, just in a different format, right? Like, but this is why.
Well, that story about the people coming from the sea or whatever, or coming from the sky, that's all over the place too. That's in North America, South America, Africa, China, India, everywhere.
Everywhere. They come in space pods and they give us their knowledge. Like, what the fuck, guys? Like, you guys can say this is fanfic all you want, but dude, we human race on this planet makes no sense, Jim. It really doesn't, because first of all, bears aren't going out tonight looking for other bears to fucking kill. That ain't a thing.
Yeah, they do.
No.
Bears are carnivores. Yeah.
They're not killing other bears.
Cannibals.
No, they'll eat a dead bear, but they're not going to kill the bear. Like if, dude, we have fucking serial killers. We're supposed to be, evolutionized from monkeys. Monkeys are violent little pricks, but they're not serial killing monkeys and getting on some fucking list of the top serial killer in monkey world. But we do. Like, we fucking don't give two shits about another person's life. A lot of people don't, dude. They just fucking double tap. You're out. We're the worst.
That's because they're also not self-aware.
Astronomy, and even engineering. They're taught how to build great cities. And some believe the Anunnaki helped them build huge structures like pyramids and obelisks found in Egypt and South America. And those pyramids and obelisks were built for a specific purpose, by the way. Tesla might have figured it out, but that's another story.
Tesla pyramid link below.
The last time Nibiru passed by Earth was about 700 years ago. That time happens to coincide with the emergence of the Sumerian civilization, the first civilization on Earth. Or was it? Nibiru passes by Earth every 3,600 years. Sometimes Nibiru comes so close to the Earth that the planet is wiped clean. About 13,000 years ago, the end of the Younger Dryas, was the time of the Great Flood. This coincides with a time when Nibiru would be passing by. Some believe a meteor impact caused the flood. Others believe it was a major solar event. But what if it was Nibiru that caused the ice sheets to melt and flood the Earth? What if that's the exact story that we've heard today? The earliest Great Flood myth comes from ancient Sumer, about 7,000 years ago. However, tablets and tablets of Sumerian writing still exist, writing that fills books upon books. The Sumerians wrote down everything. They said the Great Flood story, which was told in the Epic of Gilgamesh, happened many years earlier. The dates work out. And if the Sumerians were right, there was a civilization on Earth before the flood, as many researchers like Graham Hancock claim. Now, that previous civilization didn't have advanced technology, but they certainly witnessed it. Carvings and texts from ancient Sumer, India, China, Japan, Egypt, Pacific Islanders, Native Americans, they all tell the same story. Gods who rode chariots in the sky, gods who created mankind, gods who destroyed the earth with a flood, and gods who helped us rebuild it. Nibiru is due to return around the year 2900. Now, maybe it will be a gentle transit, and humanity will continue to evolve and innovate. Maybe by then we'll have learned a way to communicate with the ancient sky gods.
Yeah, Annunaki.
Or maybe Nibiru's next visit will be a violent one, bringing with it another cataclysm that wipes the earth clean. So does that mean all of humanity is destroyed and we have to start again? I don't think so. Technology is going to keep moving forward. By the time the year 2900 arrives, I'm sure we'll be building outposts on the moon, Mars, Europa, Enceladus. We'll be mining asteroids and stopping at Europa to refuel and refill our water tanks. Humanity will be a spacefaring species. And like we've conquered every corner of the Earth, I believe with a little luck and a lot of cooperation, we can conquer every corner of our solar system. Nibiru may destroy the Earth in the year 2900, but that's okay, because by then, we'll be the sky gods.
No way. No way.
Maybe.
The Anunnaki, the sky gods from Nibiru who traveled to the Earth in search of gold, needed to save their planet. And while here, they created the human race as a slave species to mine that gold. Eventually, humans grew too intelligent, greedy, arrogant, and violent. Then they were wiped out in a global flood when Nibiru passed close to the Earth.
All right, that's good. That's the end of that one.
Oh, he's going to debunk it now, right? Like, yeah.
No, we don't want to watch that.
Like, we don't want to see JJ tell us, like, yeah, this is kind of bullshit. Like,
Some of his men stole the Ark of the Covenant and brought it back to Ethiopia. There's been a large Jewish population in...
I thought you were going to play some Crazy Cat videos.
I'm mad at Crazy Cat.
Oh, no.
Crazy Cat called you an AI.
I'm an NPC. Get it right.
Study law, but James Bruce had different plans. He had a dream. He wanted to be the first person to find the legendary source of the Nile River. Now, this might sound like a mundane task, but for hundreds of years, the race to find the source of the Nile was as gripping as the race to put a man on the moon.
Well, nobody won that race.
What now?
Nobody went to the moon. The whole thing was faked.
I'm just saying the race to find...
Oh, he says the moon's faked.
I love you, Hecklefish. You're my hero.
This video ties directly into that other one. That's why I was...
Oh, okay.
Find the source of the Nile was a big deal.
Then just say that. Don't give me some cockamamie nonsense about the race to the moon. That never happened.
I was just making a comparison.
Well, you made it poorly.
Bruce spent over a decade in Africa tracing the Nile. He traveled through war-torn deserts. He befriended several kings and made enemies of others. He fought savage tribes and survived deadly diseases. Nearly starving to death, James Bruce discovered a small spring. It was bubbling from the earth near a monastery in the Tigray highlands of Ethiopia. This was it, the source of the Nile River. But Bruce discovered something else, something much more important. During his stay at the Ethiopian monastery, he saw an old, faded manuscript on display. It was written in Ge'ez, an ancient Semitic language used by Ethiopian Jews. James Bruce was told this book was the Bible, not a Bible, the Bible. Judaism in Ethiopia goes back almost 3,000 years. The Old Testament and Quran tell of the Ethiopian Queen of Sheba who heard about the wisdom and wealth of King Solomon. She was intrigued by these reports and decided to travel to Jerusalem to meet him for herself. The specifics of their meeting were not specified, but the Queen of Sheba was so impressed, she praised the God of Israel and gave King Solomon many gifts. She brought caravans of gold, gems, and spices.
Where'd she get the gold from?
The crown?
The Anunnaki.
Solomon, grateful and equally impressed, gives the Ethiopian queen all that she asks, and then the queen returns home. In the Old Testament and Quran, that's where the story ends. But religious texts in Ethiopia go into much more detail. When the queen finally made it home, she learned that Solomon gave her one last gift, a son.
Ah, King Solomon the player.
Their son was Menelik I. When Menelik grew up, he returned to...
Wait, why did this guy, wait a minute, why did this guy all of a sudden get black? The queen wasn't black in the other pictures.
No.
Jerusalem to meet his father. King Solomon was so happy to finally meet his son that he offered Menelik the throne. Menelik declined and chose to return home. But before Menelik left, some of his men stole the Ark of the Covenant and brought it back to Ethiopia. There's been a large Jewish population in Ethiopia ever since. According to the Ethiopian Orthodox Church, the Ark of the Covenant is
Weird,
still in
right?
Ethiopia. It's in the
weird.
town Axum in the Church of Our Lady Mary of Zion, and it's a great story, and if you want to hear it, I've linked it below. Back at the monastery, James Bruce was fascinated by these new texts. Bruce was a well-read, well-educated man, and he knew his scripture. But these Ethiopian texts contained hundreds of stories that weren't in the Bible. Not in his Bible, anyway. The Ethiopian Bible contains 81 books. The Catholic Bible removed 8 of those books and contains only 73. The King James Bible, the one known to Bruce, has only 66 books. Bruce didn't understand. There was so much more detail in the older texts. People merely mentioned once or twice in the modern Bible had their entire lives documented in the Ethiopian Bible. Their lives, their families, their deeds, their misdeeds, they were all there. James Bruce didn't understand why so much of the original Bible was removed. And then he did. While thumbing through the stiff, dusty pages, Bruce came across the Book of Enoch. James Bruce knew Enoch as the great-grandfather of Noah. He was mentioned a few times in the Bible, but only in passing. Here was an entire book on Enoch, 108 chapters. Now James Bruce understood why the church wanted this book hidden. It described heaven not just as a spiritual place, but as a physical place that could be visited by men. That was heresy. No mortal man is able to visit heaven, and certainly not able to visit and return. But Enoch did, and he wrote down everything he saw. He didn't describe heaven as souls floating in the clouds playing harps. He describes it as a city in the sky, with many different rooms, with walls covered in gems of blinking lights.
Wow, almost like the Annunaki.
Can we see how they stole your future 100 years ago, Jim?
Sure, why not?
Let's see how they. It's only 10 minutes long.
All right,
let's play that.
hold on, let me get it.
Oh, ooh, yeah, heaven is a place on. Remember that song, Jim?
Oh God.
Even you know that song, and you're way younger than me and Jim. You're like, oh God.
No. Oh yeah. Yep. I know that song.
Did you find it, Jim?
Yeah, I got it right here.
Now it's going to be stuck in my
How many
fucking
times
head. Me too.
have people told you that the media being owned by a select few isn't a problem? That these corporations and the bankers that fund them would never propagandize the people for their own interests, and certainly wouldn't endanger lives, that false flags aren't real, and that they would involve way too many people, that a secret that big could never be kept quiet. Media manipulation by bankers with money interests and governments beholden to those bankers is not the exception.
Go ahead, Jim.
It's
Pause
the rule.
I play this video. I immediately lost a sub on YouTube. Thanks, Crazy Cat.
And it's off topic.
Yeah.
We're Annunaki.
Like such a great fucking harmony in that song. Ooh, baby.
Stop it.
I don't love it, but I remember the Crazy Cat's laughing. Let me see how many subs I've lost tonight, because I lose subs, consistently.
I unsub every time I get off this show, and then I resub. Out of shame, or pity for you. I mean,
Jim, I lost a sub tonight too. Now, did I pick anybody up on Rumble? That Rumble's growing like a mad fucking virus. Nope, I'm still fucking gay.
Well, yeah, but that has nothing to do with your Rumble.
It does, because
you were born that way.
If I was a political fucking monster on Rumble, I'd get more subs. But we talk about just shit over here. We're having a good time.
I'll tell you what you ought to do for your Rumble is when you take your out of town trips, just set your phone up on your dash and rant about something that's bothering you in the government, and then post that.
Exactly right. Like,
you will be a thousandaire within a couple weeks, because Rumble doesn't pay shit, but you'll have like 1 million subs.
They don't pay shit, but they only take 20% of the shit they don't pay you. Like yeah. I get 100.
But 20% of $10 isn't.
I get 150 views on a fucking Rumble video, and I've made zero money in ad revenue. Okay.
Yeah, they were getting lit up on Twitter today about ad revenue, because I forget the name of the CEO, but he was saying that if you do an ad read for them in their new beta testing that they're doing, the stuff that Nerdrotic is doing on Rumble, where he reads a Rumble ad.
Or Nick beta, yeah.
Yeah, right. Nick's doing it too. That the advertisers should have the right to deny paying you if they don't get any sort of benefit from it.
Nope.
Even after you read the ad.
That's not how ads work, dude.
No,
you're
not
taking
at all.
A chance on the guy promoting you on their show.
Yeah.
Okay.
But he said that I was like, bro, what are you fucking talking about?
Well, he's a Canadian. These are Canadians, dude. Like,
oh yeah, I forget that because they moved to Florida. Yeah,
they're a Canadian fucking company, so they're socialists. Like, that's what they are.
But see, but what happens then is if I was an advertiser, right? I don't care how much I benefited from the ad read. Probably like 60% of them I would just deny. You know what I mean? You got to pay something. I mean, I would deny as many of them as possible before Rumble was like, oh, well, I guess, you can't advertise anymore. But I doubt they would do that because Rumble's still getting part of the money.
What the hell? I don't want any of you jamokes reading ads for me. But
Captain Bipto.
Captain, like, if you did want me to read an ad for you, legitimately, if I sell, 10 units in a week or 1,000, it doesn't matter. You've agreed to a contract with me to read your fucking live ad. You guys suck so hard.
Well, I mean,
I swear,
Dave's gay, so
playing the fucking videos he suggested. We do. We suck hard for listening to him.
It's completely
He's
off
playing
topic.
us like fucking marionettes.
What'd you get to eat? A fucking icy, didn't you?
Italian ice.
Yeah, you mother effer. A lemon, one cherry or swirl, says Kevin.
Just lemon.
Oh, lemon. I want lemon bars. Jesus. Fuck.
Dude, food is so good.
Yeah, I know.
They make it so that it's good.
They make it like kind of addictive. Like,
yeah.
It's weird how that works. Like,
it's almost like you need it.
It's almost like you want that fucking thick cut or medium cut bacon so it cooks better in your air fryer. Jesus Christ. There is the option to take a percentage or affiliate too. I don't know about the fucking ad revenue on Rumble. I just know it's bullshit. Like,
yeah, that's bullshit.
I'm going to tell you right now. YouTube is completely fucking upfront. They're going to take their percentage. If they don't think that your live stream or your video meets their qualifications to, make
advertise,
revenue, which is, that's where my problem comes in. Then make adult rated ads and put them on the stream. If you don't want my stream to have Kamala Harris telling you why she's the best fucking non-black person to be president of the country, then don't play him here. But if some guy's selling a Baldo and he wants to promote it on my show, I don't have control of that, but YouTube does. And the thing is, they still play the fucking ads. I just don't make the money because it's not ad friendly. It's weird as fuck. Okay. Red Scorpion. I got to tell you, like, if there's a Dole Whip in the house, my wife is going to find it. My wife loves Dole Whips. I think she found them at Disney, but they do have them at some of our county fairs where we live, and she's taken her ass right to the Dole Whip place, and I'm like, I've never had one. I don't even know what a Dole Whip is, because I like ice cream. I'll eat a fucking ice cream in a heartbeat. I love ice cream, dude. It's fucking a weakness, Jim. I do love ice cream. Do you like Italian ice better than ice cream, Jim?
No, not really. But Italian ice is a lot better for you than ice cream.
A lot less calories, right? What about you, Simulator? Do you like ice cream or do you like Italian ice?
Oh,
Not thinking about your fucking health, just taste.
no, I'm trying to think because I'm not a big. I'm more of a like if I'm gonna eat sweets, give me like pie or something. You know what I mean?
Dude, I love pie, but I
Give
do.
me something.
I love carrot
like-
cake though, dude. Carrot cake
Yeah.
is a fucking crutch. Like,
Well, I mean, you're like 80 years old, so that makes sense. Yeah.
My favorite is chocolate pudding.
really?
Yeah.
And man, if you get a good chocolate pudding, there's really
You
no
got to make
beating
it yourself, though. The actual
Yeah.
homemade chocolate pudding. You, make
You like
yourself.
chocolate pudding that much, Jim?
Oh my god!
Over cake or pie?
Oh man!
Really?
Yeah.
I think that's the weirdest thing I've ever heard in my life. Chocolate pudding. Like, wow.
Yeah. I mean, if I have my druthers, it's gonna be pie. But shaved ice or ice cream, I'm probably going ice cream. Or Italian ice or ice cream. I'm probably going ice cream.
You make the hot boil with chocolate pudding. You make it, then you put vanilla wafers on the bottom of a pie pan. Make a crust with those, and then you put some bananas on it. And then you pour the chocolate pudding over it, so you get bananas and chocolate with vanilla wafers.
That's not chocolate pudding anymore.
Yeah, it is. It's a chocolate.
That's just a chocolate banana pudding.
That's not. That's a whole different thing.
No,
no. If I give you a thing of chocolate pudding versus a thing of chocolate pudding with vanilla wafers and bananas, that's two different things.
Okay, well then you can only have just vanilla ice cream with no toppings and nothing.
No. You said you love chocolate pudding.
No, you said.
You said
What
you love
flavor?
ice cream.
Okay, I'll play this game, Jim. What flavor Italian ice though?
Lemon.
Lemon.
That's what he
Well, I'm
always
a sucker for lemon. I'm a sucker for lemon. Like lemon bars. Oh, Jesus. Mm.
Oh, don't. No, yeah. Icebox cakes suck for sure. You got to buy it fresh, and you're going to pay up for that. But dude, chocolate pudding with bananas and vanilla wafers is not chocolate pudding. I'm sorry, it's just not. It's a different thing.
Okay.
You just made a casserole out of your chocolate.
I mean, but if we're doing
It's a
that, then
pie.
I'm going. If we're doing that, then I'm going banana pudding. Then. Oh, fucking banana pudding. Jesus, I'm gonna get my mom to make
Or
me
it could
banana
be,
pudding tomorrow.
let's see. Yeah, maybe.
Could be what? What?
Maybe one of them fudgy the whale cakes.
Them things are fucking good.
What is it called?
Fudgy the Whale?
Never heard of it.
Or Carvel?
Yeah.
Oh, that's an ice cream cake. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Ice
Yeah,
cream.
I go to Publix and get those every
ice cream
year.
I love a good ice cream cake, but goddamn, cutting that motherfucker's a bitch. Like
it's good knife.
You need a good knife, and you need to know how much you want to cut because it is so rich. Like a good ice cream cake is rich. Cookie Puss is greater than Fudgy the Whale.
I've never had any Cookie Puss. I mean, I've had Cookie Puss, but no, Cookie Puss.
I tend to buy my ice cream cakes from Dairy Queen. They're pretty good. They're actually decent ice cream cakes. Dairy Queen's been around for a long time for a reason. Deep fried banana split. Split the banana, batter and deep fry, then add sundae. Oh, dude, like come to America. We deep fry Snickers.
Yeah.
Like,
deep
You
fry
remember when
everything.
McDonald's used to have kick-ass hot fudge sundaes?
Yes. They're garbage now, Jim.
Yeah.
They suck. Ice cream cake top with some blood is delicious. Travis Perrick, I'm not going to read this fucking... You, Travis, I know. No, I'm kidding. That's funny. I haven't had Cookie Puss, but I've had Cookie Puss.
Red Scorpion gets it.
Red Scorpion knows what's up. Like, what's up? God damn.
All right, can we get back to this video now? Crazy Cat will stop being a crybaby.
He hasn't cried yet.
He left. He unsubbed and left.
Did he leave?
Yeah, you did lose a sub.
All right, let's go
Cool.
back.
There are countless verified examples that government schools conveniently leave out of the history books, and banker-funded media conglomerates are the last people that are going to give you a peek behind the curtain they've woven to protect themselves from the retribution they would surely face if the public were to discover just how little their lives mattered. One of the most well-documented examples of how war profiteers operate that parallels exactly with how these war profiteers operate today is the sinking of the Lusitania, an event that would claim the lives of nearly 2,000 people, including 195 Americans, and would be the false flag to get the American public behind a war that would later claim the lives of over 100,000 Americans. A war that up until this false flag, planned by the elites, including J.P. Morgan and his Rothschild backers, and the Wilson administration, was only supported by 1 out of 10 Americans. And the motivation...
Why do I have a feeling that this video is going to get us yeeted off of YouTube?
Why?
I don't know. Because the way he's saying things, I'm getting ready to hear something that's going to... Okay.
But Jim, he's got 197,000 subs. This video had 650,000 views.
Yeah, okay. All right. He's probably going to strike our channel.
Oh, if this fucking piece of shit black-pilled wants to fucking strike us, we'll go hard, Jim. We will go hard at this motherfucker.
If he strikes us down, we'll come back bigger and stronger and better than ever.
Stronger,
and blacker.
And we're gonna hire Jeremy from the quartering to be
firm handshakes.
He'll be our guiding light to enlightenment.
Hold on, this is better for this. I got a better avatar for this guy's video.
Hey, don't blame me, Kevin. Blame that Crazy Cat guy. Crazy Cat said this is true conspiracy theory stuff. This ain't a conspiracy. This is fact. This is fact, Kevin. But dude, hey, Kevin, if you want to hit me up on like StreamYard tomorrow or Twitter, and we'll watch that movie together tomorrow, because I'm kind of interested in Salem's Lot, because I watched the actual mini-series back in the day. How many times have they made Salem's Lot?
A lot.
I hope it's not 2024 gay shit.
It's gonna be gay shit.
I love ice cream, guys. If I see a Baskin Robbins in the mall, I get the fucking ice cream. I love fucking ice cream. I have to stay away from ice cream. And this is third. Yeah, this is the third version of Salem's Lot. And the original, that was a TV miniseries, scared the goddamn shit out of me as a kid. It was great. The last remake was gay. Yeah. Well, we'll see what Max does. I was hoping it was an A24 version, but it's a fucking HBO version. So you know it's going to be fucking House of the Dragon gay. Travis I never had deep fried ice cream. You know, what's that ice cream at the Mexican restaurant? That's deep fried, right? Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Never had it. Because I eat so many fucking chips and salsa, I don't eat the fucking dessert.
Motivations are the same as they've always been: money and power. In the early 1900s, J.P. Morgan, the American agent of the Rothschilds, sold war bonds in America to fund the English and the French in their war with Germany. Not only did they profit through handsome commissions from these bonds, the money raised was then spent at the companies owned by Morgan and the Rothschilds. War was big money. Total purchases would rise to an astronomical $3 billion, which in today's money would be roughly $74 billion. Morgan's firm became the largest purchaser on Earth. And when German U-boats appeared to be turning the tide against England, they faced a very real possibility that this ocean of money would dry up. This would mean substantial losses to their balance sheets, Additionally, this would also threaten England's ability to repay the billions of dollars it had borrowed with war bonds. In fact, Morgan was finding it difficult just to sell the bonds that funded his military-industrial complex, as it appeared the Germans might claim victory in a matter of months. To make matters worse, Morgan himself had loaned around $37 billion in today's money that he was now in danger of losing. Something had to be done. Morgan hired a committee that identified the 25 most influential newspapers. He then installed editors at each of the papers and paid them off to run stories that were pro-war. Eventually, he had over 1,000.
J.P. Morgan was so into world politics, he was worried about the Earp brothers, right? Like, he was fucking up America, or Wyatt Earp out in the West was fucking up J.P. Morgan's plans. Like, J.P. Morgan is probably a terrible person. Like, do you think so, Jim? Do you think he's terrible?
I don't know. This is the same one. I don't think this might have been a different one.
A different J.P. Morgan.
Yeah, because that would have been his father. Because the one was when he was trying to buy the railroads.
So you think this is Junior? Okay.
Yeah, this might be J.P. Morgan Jr.
Hey, son of what? Never. My sex life is what it is.
Yeah. When Dave fills out any sort of form, it says sex. He writes a lot.
1,000 newspaper editors on his payroll and used his vast advertising purchasing power to strong-arm the smaller papers to trumpet the same pro-war sentiment. The Rockefellers of Standard Oil, who would also profit handsomely from the war, used its own publishing companies to influence the people against Germany and funneled money to reluctant congressmen. Massive parades were held. But with all this campaigning and social engineering, the polling data still showed that 90% of Americans still favored staying out of the war. Enter the false flag that would plunge the world into war, killing over 100,000 Americans to protect the interests of the bankers and the ruling class. Winston Churchill, who knew all too well, without American involvement in the war, he would soon lose to Germany, began to work with President Wilson and the bankers on the false flag that would force the American people to support the war, the sinking of the Lusitania. The Lusitania, while built as a British passenger ocean liner, had been retrofitted with armor, revolving gun rings on its decks, and was classified by the British Navy as an armored auxiliary cruiser. Its lower passenger compartments had been removed to make room for the war munitions exported by America's industrial military complex. Churchill ordered the Lusitania and all ships to ignore orders from German U-boats to halt and be searched, and instead to engage the German U-boats or even ram them without warning. He also ordered crews not to treat captured U-boat crews as prisoners of war, but to execute them. This left the German Navy with only one option: to sink ships suspected of delivering war munitions on site. The Lusitania, whose previous captain resigned over Churchill's plan to use passengers as human shields, was loaded with weapons and ammunition sold by the J.P. Morgan Company in violation of every neutrality treaty. The German embassy in Washington filed a complaint to the Wilson administration and was ignored. The Germans went so far as to attempt to run ads in American newspapers warning Americans not to board the weapon-carrying ship traveling through a war zone, but the papers controlled by the bankers and by order of the State Department refused to run the ads. Using the media as a weapon against the people is not a new thing. The bankers and the politicians they owned were purposely sending unaware Americans right into a deadly trap. The so-called passenger liner carrying over 6 million rounds of ammunition was directed by the British Navy into an area where a German U-boat had recently fired upon 2 ships and was known to be active. To ensure the ship would be vulnerable, the destroyer that was supposed to escort the cargo to port was called back without notifying the Lusitania, leaving her a sitting duck in hostile waters. And on May 7th, 1915, close to 2,000 passengers, including 195 Americans, were sacrificed to the bankers as the German U-boat U-20 fired at the hull, setting off a massive explosion, and the munitions in the cargo ripped a hole so...
This is some bullshit. They were warned. Don't fucking go on the goddamn ship. But
when they got on the ship, they didn't notice the guns and the armor?
Yeah, like, what the fuck are you talking about,
like,
dude?
Don't go down there. This is where we keep all the bullets.
I know the bankers are evil, but they still warn people, like, you might not want to go on this ship. Fucking black-pilled. Not a good argument, dude. They
so large in her starboard bow that one of the largest ships ever built sank in less than 18 minutes. The Lusitania was purposely loaded full of explosives and then led defenselessly into hostile waters in the hopes that it would be sunk by the Germans. This was the false flag that propelled America into what would become known as World War I, a war that easily could have ended before claiming the lives of over 100,000 Americans that died so that the military-industrial complex and the banking class could avoid losing money on a profitable war, a war that would later lead to another world war that would claim the lives of millions. All this so bankers could grow fat on the blood of the people that would line up for the slaughter, war after war after war. The details of this false flag have been largely hidden from the public. In fact, as recently as 1993, the official story was that the Lusitania had exploded because of coal dust in the boiler rooms. and that it had not been carrying ammunition or explosives. The real story remained hidden from the public for nearly 100 years, until in 2008 when divers found millions of rounds in the hull of the sunken wreckage. The media had successfully covered up a false flag for nearly a century, a fact that completely obliterates the notion that false flags involve too many people, and that surely someone would talk, and that the truth would get out. People who don't know their history.
I didn't see any rounds in those pictures.
Me neither. Like what?
There's no ammunition there. There's no ammunition in any of these fucking pictures. What is he talking about? That's not ammunition. That's some kind of can.
Maybe the Lusitania was actually fucking sunk on purpose by the Germans because they could do it. He's really throwing that banker word.
He obliterates the notion that false flags involve too many people, and that surely someone would talk, and that the truth would get out. People who don't know their history are damned to repeat it. Do we have to wait another century before we get the truth of modern false flags perpetrated by the bankers and the deep state? When will the people stop confirming the ruling class's belief that we're all just cattle to be slaughtered for profit? Slaves that unknowingly prop them up and support their lifestyle of decadence and degeneracy, fighting for table scraps and vying for the coveted position as alpha slave, while the ruling class looks down at us not in pity, but with amusement and disgust.
This guy sounds like a communist. Ruling class this, all this stuff. And what are you do? Get our peace, do this and that. So
is this Hunley?
Yeah.
Is this
no,
Hunley?
This isn't Hunley. This is some fucking guy that Crazy Cat's communist friends with. I think Crazy Cat's a communist.
The technocrats are developing new ways to control us and eventually make us obsolete. We are rapidly approaching a future in which the ruling class will have successfully replaced us with lower IQ populations that are easier to control and easier to replace with automation. We must stop them now and expose them for who they are now, because we don't have another century to wait for the truth to come out. It's not just about the deaths on the Lusitania. It's not about the deaths in World War I, which led to all the deaths in World War II. World War II led to the deaths of nearly 500,000 American men. American men that might not have voted for the Immigration Act of 1965. Unless we forget, without World War II, there would have been no baby boom. That decision by those bankers, the Wilson administration and Churchill, to sacrifice the lives of unwitting pawns in their war profiteering game so they could increase their profits. The effects of that evil decision have irreversibly damaged this nation in every measurable way. And look at the British now, arresting people for thought crimes. The fairy tale that we were protecting freedom was always a lie. The truth is, we live in a system that rewards sociopaths, and sociopaths do what's good for them. Nationalism is their enemy. Populism is their enemy, because it gets in the way of their balance sheets. For Black Pill, I'm Devin Stack.
Well,
what the hell is this? I lost my Lyft account because I was false flagged for reporting a sex offender.
I gotta take this dog out. I'll be right back.
Yeah, it's cool. Was that Dankula? Yeah, like Simply Green is so on top of this shit. Stimulated.
Yeah.
He sent me a link. Divers find ammunition in Lusitania. This is from 2008. San Francisco man who owns wreck says discovery helps answers questions about 1915 sinking. Who owns wreck? How do you own a wreck? All right.
I don't know.
Does he own the Lusitania? This is from Ann Constable, the New Mexican. So the New Mexican newspaper wrote an article in 2008 about a ship that sunk in 1915. So Ann Constable, the British passenger ship Lusitania, was carrying small arms ammunition in its hold when it was sunk by a German torpedo in 1915. An Irish dive team Tuesday recovered a sample of Remington 303s, which had been listed on the cargo manifest, but were never proven to have been on board.
I mean, man, we get psyoped every time there's war's profitable. And if you look at World War
Super profitable, yes.
Yeah, if you look at World War I and World War II, people go, well, how did America jump so quickly ahead of all the other countries? because all the other countries were fucking destroyed and we had to go help rebuild them, just like we profited from that.
And a fucking spaceship landed in Roswell, and we had all that tech.
Yeah.
So the wreck of the Lusitania lies about 300 feet below the surface in Irish territorial waters, approximately 12 miles off the coast of County Cork. Using a remotely operated vehicle as support, a dive team headed by Ian McGarry found its way to the site in the ship that previous dives had determined to be most likely error for finding munitions. That sentence sucked. The cartridges are in the hands of Irish authorities awaiting another study. The 303 British was the official military cartridge of England and the British Empire from its adoption in 1888 until the 1950s. The size of the shipment was significant and therefore resulted in a valid charge that the ship was carrying war material, and as such qualified her as legitimate target for German submarine, said Greg Bemis, a faggot from New Mexico, a Santa Fe venture capitalist and sometime Republican candidate for Congress and the state legislature. He has been sole owner of the wreck since what you can buy wrecked ships.
I feel like I've heard that, but I don't want to misquote because then the chat will eat me alive. So I feel like I've heard that before.
This venture capitalist can just
buy.
I
think you can buy the rights to it. So, yeah, I'm almost positive you can buy the rights to stuff like that, like the right to explore and.
Yeah, I need to make this bigger for the chat. I'm being a bad host. Well, I guess I can't. All right. Yeah. Like you can buy the rights to a ship. That's crazy. The ship sank 18 minutes after the torpedo pierced its starboard side, killing 1,198 passengers, including, oh my God, 128 Americans and 94 children. Like you killed the kids. Oh my God.
Yeah, but that guy's video said it killed 2,000 passengers and 198 Americans. So,
for years, Ireland fought Bemis' request to explore the inside of the sunken ship, claiming it as an archaeological site. In March 2007, the Irish Supreme Court upheld a lower court decision allowing him to conduct a forensic dive. Bemis has long been intrigued about the cause of a second massive explosion reported by the survivors. For years, it has been my belief that high explosives may have been in the ship's magazine. Now that we have been able to validate that this passenger ship was in violation of the war rules by carrying serious war materials on board, it has become even more likely and more desirable to validate the cause of the second explosion, he said. Others believe an explosion in the ship's steam generating plant is a more likely explanation. At the time, many people speculated that Winston Churchill, then First Lord of the Admiralty, conspired to have the Lusitania sunk to draw the U.S. into World War I. The American president, Woodrow Wilson, another fucking commie, sent a formal protest to the Germans, but the U.S. didn't end the war for 2 more years. Solving the mystery is important both ethically